Damon reaching it first as Cabrera lines one towards the gap in left center field. Off the scoreboard. Damon is running. He'll be waved around. Here comes the winning run, and Damon is in. The Red Sox win 5-4. Orlando Cabrera getting it done for Boston tonight. Live from Fenway Park in Boston, NESN presents Boston Red Sox baseball. Tonight it's the final game of this 10-game homestand for the Red Sox against the Toronto Blue Jays. Hi, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, and welcome to Red Sox baseball. Great night here last night at Fenway Park, and the Red Sox are looking to wrap up what has been a pretty good homestand. We take a look at the numbers for the Red Sox on this homestand that started with Tampa Bay, moved to the Chicago White Sox, and wraps things up here with the Toronto Blue Jays. The 6-3 record, a lot of runs for the Red Sox, over 6 runs per game, and they played very good defense. The Red Sox with only 5 errors during this 9-game homestand so far, and tonight, game number 10 and a chance to sweep the Blue Jays. As we welcome in Jerry Remy, a nice night last night and a very good season for Johnny Damon.
Well, it has been. You know, just about, a month and a half ago, there was a lot of talk about possibly getting Carlos Beltran in a Red Sox uniform. But in the meantime, Johnny Damon's had a great year for the Red Sox, and you wondered why. You look at the best year that he's had in Boston in 2002, in 154 games, a 286 average. He's beating that now at 301. Tied already in home runs and runs batted in, and he'll probably go ahead of those runs scored of 2002. So Damon has been very consistent all season long, and we always say how he goes the Red Sox offense. He always hustles, and one of the key plays in the ball game last night in the 9th inning, hustling down that line to beat out the possible double play. That leaves 1 out in the inning, and that's when Cabrera had his chance to get that base hit and score Damon all the way from first base. So Johnny certainly has been a catalyst for this club. He plays with reckless abandon, crashes against the wall. You get your money's worth when you watch Johnny Damon play baseball.
Tonight it'll be Miguel Batista up against Tim Wakefield. We've got it next on NESN.
Did you know Explorer comes with a no-charge third-row seat?
Lease this best-selling SUV for $289 a month with 0 down. Plus a no-charge third-row seat, a $745 value. Explorer has great standard features, including independent rear suspension. Plus, loyal Explorer customers get up to $6,745 cash back or 0% financing. Or choose a low lease of $289 a month with 0 down.
Only at your New England Ford dealer.
Home of the official car and truck of the New England Patriots.
Applebee's new Carside to Go is here.
Well, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go, little darling.
With Carside to Go, you can make dinner just by making a call.
Let's go again once more.
Plus, we'll deliver the food straight from our kitchen to your car.
Oh, pretty baby, I love you so.
So try Applebee's new Carside to Go. It's not fast food, it's Applebee's food fast.
Eating good in the neighborhood. Let's go.
Do you know what it takes to be in business for 15 years? Well, at the car store, we do. With the largest selection of quality, low-mileage vehicles and the best customer service. How about this fully loaded 01 Lexus RX 300 all-wheel drive for only $389 a month? Or choose from over 8 Ford Expeditions starting at only $10,995. All of our vehicles are fully serviced and eligible for an extended warranty up to 100,000 miles. So stop in and see us today. Exit 25 off 95 on Smithfield Avenue in Pawtucket.
Why did your last diet fail?
If you're over 30, overstressed, and overweight, take a look in the mirror. You've got excess body fat around your waist, hips, and belly, right? Well, diet failure is not your fault. The problem is cortisol, a nasty little stress hormone that traps excess fat around the middle. But now there's Relacor. Relacor helps control cortisol and helps us lose stubborn belly fat fast. If you're dieting and still plagued by unsightly belly bulge, even if you're low-carb dieting, there's only one Relacor. Relacor helps you get thinner, look younger, and have energy to burn. Remember, when you're over 30, overstressed, and want to get rid of stubborn belly fat, the answer is Relacor. Order Relacor now. It's easy. You'll love it.
Order Relacor risk-free. Call 1-800-313-3220. That's 1-800-313-3220. Call now. It's guaranteed.
You've been waiting all year for this moment to arrive.
The one and only clearance at your New England Lincoln Mercury dealer. A sure time for the best savings of the year on every Lincoln and Mercury, including Navigator, the midsize Aviator, and the versatile Mountaineer. Now lease the Mercury Mountaineer Convenience with no charge leather seating for $289 a month with $648 cash due at signing. See your New England Lincoln Mercury dealer today.
Red Sox baseball in Nesson is brought to you by Acura, by LoJack, by New England Ford dealers, by Miller Lite, by New England Toyota dealers, and by Southwest Airlines. Welcome to Fenway Park and a beautiful night tonight. From Fenway, the Red Sox and the Toronto Blue Jays wrapping up their 3-game series. Tim Wakefield on the mound, ready to deal with Alex Rios, leadoff hitter and right fielder for the Blue Jays. And the first pitch in there for a strike from Tim Wakefield.
Wakefield shooting to pick up his 9th win of the season. He is a perfect 2-0 this year against the Blue Jays. 2 starts, a 2.63 ERA. In his last outing, he picked up the loss against the White Sox. That stopped a 3-game winning streak for Wakefield. How do you figure it? He gets a win in a game that he gives up 6 home runs and loses in a ball game. He gives up 2 home runs against the White Sox.
Missing Alex Rios, who got the start in the first game of the series, had last night off. And is back in there again tonight. Swings and misses and strikes out. Let's take a look at the rest of the Toronto Blue Jays starting lineup. Brought to you by Rico. Frank Catalanato, the DH. Vernon Wells in center field. Carlos Delgado at first base. Frank Menachino at second base. With Eric Kinski at third. Chris Gomez at shortstop. Gabe Gross in left. Kevin Cash doing the catching and batting ninth. Eric Kinski's had a pretty good series. 3 for 8 with a home run. As Catalanato, the DH, stands in. 300, a home run, and 26 runs batted in. Catalanato moving up in the order tonight. You've seen him bat 5th in the series, but to bat 2nd tonight.
I think the reason for that is 378 with 3 career home runs against Wakefield.
He's done great overall against the Red Sox, feasting on Red Sox pitching. He struggled lately, 0 for his last 12. As you see the numbers against Tim Wakefield. The last 21 starts now for Catalanato since coming off the DL has been as a designated hitter. Lofts it foul off to the left. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas noches, amigos.
Wakefield struck out Rios. Grounded right side. Miller ranging, but it's off his glove and into right field. Frank Catalanato reaches with 1 out in the inning.
Well, the Red Sox defense is brought to you by Lexus, and last night in the ball game, Manny Ramirez continues to make a bid for his silver glove this season as he makes a sliding catch coming in. And then against Frank Catalanato in a ball that looked like it was certainly going to be up against the wall, Ramirez goes all the way back to the wall to make a great catch. Replay on that last ball hit. You know, anytime a second baseman gets back on that grass, there's always a chance the ball hitting the lip of the grass that will usually give you a bad hop.
Charged him with an error. Surprisingly, I think. Charged with an error, and Catalanato reaching on that error.
I already had it marked down as a hit.
Yeah, I did too. Vernon Wells, 1 hot and off Cabrera, who will run it down in short left, but Vernon Wells will reach at first base.
Well, 2 ground balls in this inning, 1 to the left of Bill Miller at second base. This more of a line drive that bounces and explodes on Cabrera. That will go as a base hit. And a couple of quick base runners here for the Toronto Blue Jays. Cabrera would love to back up last night's game-winning hit with a good ball game here tonight. Get those fans on your side with that walk-off base hit last night. You want to keep them on your side for a while.
Carlos Delgado at 232, 19 homers and 59 runs batted in. Homered in 2 of his last 4 games and has 8 home runs and 21 RBIs in his last 23 games. He too has very good numbers against Tim Wakefield, including 2 home runs. Toronto with runners at first and second, 1 down here in the first inning.
Interesting how that defense is set up, Don. It's not quite the full shift. Now we do see Cabrera moving over right around behind second base. But if there's a ground ball here to third base by accident, it's going to have to be Cabrera being the pickoff man at second base. Or the pivot man, I should say, not the pickoff man.
So 2-1 to Delgado. 72 degrees tonight at Fenway Park. Southwest wind at 9 miles per hour. This one glanced foul, and it's 2-2. Delgado, since coming off the disabled list, and he was there for a month with a rib cage injury, has 11 home runs and 27 RBIs in 36 games since coming back. The 2-2. Delgado thought about swinging and ends up trying to duck back out of the way of it. A full count. Blue Jays have lost the first 2 games of this series, and they have now lost 3 in a row coming into tonight's action. They're 49-71, 27 games back of the Yankees under interim manager John Gibbons. Swing and a miss. Delgado strikes out, 2 down.
Second strikeout for Wakefield, both on the knuckleball. Got Rios to start off the ball game. Now with men in scoring position, gets Delgado to swing and miss at the knuckleball.
This is the first appearance of the series for Frank Menechino, the former Oakland Athletic. He's made 45 starts this season. Hitting at 275, 7 homers, and 21 runs batted in. Three starts at second base, 3 at third, 4 at DH, and 14 at shortstop so far with the Blue Jays. Frank Catalanato at second base, Vernon Wells at first, 2 down. 2-1 to Menechino.
Surprised when I saw the lineup in Menechino that high in the lineup behind Delgado, but he's had relatively good success against Wakefield. Not a lot of at bats, 8, but he does have 3 hits, and when you look at the guys after that, they have not had that kind of success. So Menechino up in the lineup tonight.
Pitch 20 of the inning for Tim Wakefield's in there for a strike, and it evens up at 2-2. Wakefield trying to get out of this first inning unscathed. And there, in an infield hit, has runners at first and second. Wakefield has struck out 2. He's ready with the 2-2 pitch. Chop to short. Cabrera the easy way to second, and Wakefield's out of the inning. Toronto gets nothing. Red Sox coming up.
Applebee's new car side to go is here.
Well, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go, little darling.
With car Carside to go, you can make dinner just by making a call.
Let's go again once more.
Plus, we'll deliver the food straight from our kitchen to your car.
Oh, pretty baby, I love you so.
So try Applebee's new Carside to go. It's not fast food, it's Applebee's Food Fast.
Eating good in the neighborhood. Let's go.
The 7-passenger, electronic 4-wheel drive Acura MDX. Power and safety, living in perfect harmony.
What would you do with a Nesson All-Access Pass to the ballpark? Visit a Friendly's restaurant near you and find out. If you enter and win the Friendly's Fantasy Sweepstakes, you'll arrive at the game in a limo. Watch the team take batting practice from the field. Throw out the first pitch in front of thousands of fans. Visit the Nesson broadcast booth. And then enjoy the rest of the game with Nesson. Enter at your nearest Friendly's restaurant, and your Friendly's fantasy could come true.
Back at Fenway Park, Red Sox coming up. The Red Sox lineup is brought to you by Dodge. Johnny Damon leads it off in center field, hitting at 500 against Batista. Doug Mankiewicz at first base. Manny Ramirez in left. David Ortiz, the DH. Millar in right. Cabrera at short. Miller at second. Doug Mirabelli doing the catching. And the Red Sox debut tonight for Earl Snyder. Gets the start at third base. He bats ninth. As the Red Sox face Miguel Batista.
Batista making his team-leading 26th start of the season, 9-8. The number that kind of stands out, walks. 72 walks and 161 in the third innings. This is the 5th time this year he has faced the Red Sox, a record of 1-1 against Boston so far this year.
He matched up a couple of times against his former teammate with the Arizona Diamondbacks, Curt Schilling, earlier in the season. Schilling not working in this series. As Damon takes the strike, and it's a full count now.
If you can name a pitch, Batista probably has it with the exception of a knuckleball. He throws everything.
Up over the mound, and it'll find its way into center field. Damon aboard to begin the bottom of the first inning.
Now, Toronto defense is brought to you by New England Toyota dealers, and they'll have Eric Hinsky at third base. Chris Gomez gets the shot at shortstop. Frank Menachito at second, and Carlos Delgado at first. Left to right, Gabe Gross, Vernon Wells, and Alex Rios. Kevin Cash doing the catching for Batista.
C.B. Bucknor has the plate tonight. Eric Cooper at first base. Chuck Merriweather at second, and Mike Riley is the umpire at third. Here's Doug Mankiewicz. Doug at 249, 5 homers, and 29 runs batted in. Made his first career start at second base here on Monday against Toronto in the first game of the series. The limited balls that came his way, held his own at second base.
I'm sure much more comfortable starting this game tonight at first base than he was that night he started at second. It certainly helped him to get a double play early in the game and help him relax.
He previously played only one major league inning at second base, June of last season.
Johnny Damon doing his job too as a leadoff man. He saw 6 pitches in his at bat, ran the count to 3-2, and then picked up that base hit. He continues to hit well against Batista. 7 for 17 now with a couple of home runs.
Missing away to even the count now at 2-2 to Mankiewicz. Against right-handed pitchers, he's hit at .258 this season, and 4 of the 5 home runs that he has have come off right-handed pitchers. Time called. Batista holds on to the baseball. He was headed into the delivery, but gets the news from C.B. Bucknor. Batista, 33 years of age, born in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, resides in Weston, Florida. Mankiewicz gets into this one to deep right. Rios back in front of the bullpen to make the catch. Right in front of the short wall in right. And back to the bag at first goes Johnny Damon.
Well, in just a few games here at Fenway Park, Mankiewicz has learned that right field's a little bit more difficult to get a home run than in the Metrodome. This ball hit pretty well, very well as a matter of fact, but right in front of the bullpen of the Toronto Blue Jays. Rios is there to make the catch. Again, that certainly is a home run at the Metrodome.
So 1 out. Johnny Damon at first base still. Here's Manny Ramirez. Softly chopped to third. Hinske has it go off the glove and kick into foul ground, and Manny a reach.
Well, third basemen always have that decision to make. Do I charge hard, try to backhand the ball, or wait for that one more hop and maybe throw him out at first base? Hinske decides to charge it on the backhand. And you see at the last minute that ball kicked a little bit to his right. And he's going to pick up an error on that. That's only Hinske's 5th error of the season. He's had a very good year defensively down there.
So 1 down, 2 on for the Red Sox here in the home half of the first inning. David Ortiz, 309, 30 homers and 105 RBIs. He was 0 for 3 here last night and was hit by a pitch to which he took exception. Ted Lilly hitting him against Batista. 5:56 in a relatively short time. 9 at bats. And certainly Lilly was not throwing with David Ortiz last night.
Well, John, we mentioned Hinske a little bit earlier, the improvement he's made at third base. A year ago, he had 22 errors down there at third base and just picks up only his 5th of the year. That's quite an improvement in a very short period of time.
Certainly is. He was known more for his bat and his defense the year he was the Rookie of the Year. 2-1 now to Ortiz. As the Rookie of the Year in 2002. Kind of an off-season for him in his sophomore season. And this year has bounced back a little bit. It's been a tough thing, the Rookie of the Year, for some guys. You never hear from some of those guys again.
One-year wonders?
Yes. I mean, it's amazing. They ball it up in 1 year and then have trouble putting that same kind of year together.
I think the name that comes to mind most often, Joe Charbonneau.
Yes.
Who played for the Cleveland Indians.
Ben Grieve has had a pretty good career, but has never really had the season he had his first year again. 2-1. Missing away.
Looks like the Red Sox intend to be very patient against Batista. You know, we highlighted the number of walks he's had, and we've seen every hitter go up to the plate and be very patient against him. Let him get himself in trouble.
I got another name for you, Bob Hamlin.
Yeah, big left-handed hitter.
Yeah. Rookie of the Year. 3-1 to David Ortiz. Away, and he walks in. The first walk of the night served up by Batista. Loads the bases. The Wired 307 on the season with 13 homers. 51 runs driven in, 3 grand slams in his career.
Kevin Millar on a hitting streak of 9 straight games. In that 9 games, he's hitting .448. That's a hitting streak.
Kevin Cash out to talk to the pitcher. Comes Gil Patterson, the pitching coach, out of the dugout. 18 pitches, 10 for balls so far for Batista. Tonight's game is available in high definition on Adelphia Digital Cable Channel 773. Well, the Red Sox threatening here in the last half of the first inning. Johnny Damon singled to begin the inning. Doug Mankiewicz hit the ball a ton to right, but up against the bullpen wall. Alex Rios made the catch. Ramirez reaching on the error by Eric Hinsky at third base, and now David Ortiz has walked. Bases loaded, 1 down. Ball 2 to Millar, 2-0. Millar hits it hard to left. It is up and headed towards the corner, off the wall. Scoring is Damon. Ramirez behind him. The throw to third, not in time. It's a 2-run double for Millar. The Red Sox lead it 2-0.
Hanging breaking ball from Batista, and recently when that has happened to Kevin Millar, he has not missed him. That ball up above the belt, between the belt and the letters, a topspin line drive. That's going to hit just in that cement part of the wall below the padding. 2 runs come in, and the Red Sox have second and third and 1 out. Millar picks up his 52nd and 53rd run batted into the season.
So 2 in scoring position with 1 out in the inning. Orlando Cabrera, the hero of last night's game. Cabrera 212 since joining the Red Sox. A home run, 6 runs batted in. Got a little help too on the scoreboard, the way it hit the board up there at the top of the board and then kicked up, giving Johnny Damon more time to come around. The shortstop Gomez throws to first to retire Cabrera, but in the back door from third comes Ortiz, and the Red Sox lead it 3-0.
I'll tell you, Don, just watching Batista here in the first inning, it doesn't look like he has the same zip on the fastball that he had in the other 4 outings that we've seen against the Red Sox. We mentioned making a team high 26th start today. He throws a lot of pitches because he walks a lot of guys, and maybe that's taking a toll on him here late in the season.
There's Bill Miller with Kevin Millar at third base and 2 outs in the inning. Batista last year in his final season in Arizona was 10-9 and made 29 starts. The best year for him in Arizona was his 11-8 season, which was in 2001. Originally came up with the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1992, time with the Marlins, the Cubs, the Expos, and the Kansas City Royals before Arizona. The shallow right, falling fast and in for a hit. Millar scores from third, and it's a 4-run first so far for the Red Sox, on top 4-0.
Well, actually, Bill Miller gets jammed on this, but is able to drop it right in front of Alex Rios for the base hit and drive in another run. So very quick start tonight for the Red Sox. That looked like it might have been a little cut fastball, and maybe that's why Miller got jammed, but still good enough for the base hit.
8th man to bat in the inning for the Red Sox is Doug Mirabelli. Doug overall at .287, 7 homers and 18 runs batted in. He's reached base safely in 18 straight starts in his 9th major league season. Out goes Menachino to short right center to make the catch. 4-run first as the Red Sox on top 4-0.
Whether you play the ponies or run down the hounds, Hinsdale goes the extra mile with a winning experience. Count on great food, a clean, comfortable atmosphere, and impeccable customer service. Watch and wager on live greyhound racing and OTB action from the country's top thoroughbred, harness, and greyhound tracks. Hinsdale Greyhound Park and OTB is only 5 minutes off I-91 with live 1 p.m. matinees every day except Tuesdays and under the lights Saturdays at 8. Visit HinsdaleGreyhound.com for details. Hinsdale Greyhound Park and OTB, Route 119, Hinsdale, New Hampshire.
Hyundai's winning streak summer clearance is now held over. Save big on the Hyundai Sonata, named highest-ranked entry midsize car in initial quality by J.D. Power & Associates. It's this dedication to initial quality that lets Hyundai offer America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. Plus, you get $2,000 cash back or 0% APR on every Sonata. So don't walk, run to Hyundai's winning streak summer clearance. Get a 2004 Hyundai Sonata with $2,000 cash back or 0% APR.
Important advice from Lovett, Sheffrin, Harnett.
If you've been injured on the job, make sure a lawyer, not your employer's insurance company, protects your rights. File an accident report immediately, especially if there were no witnesses. And remember, you have the right to see your own doctor at your employer's expense.
Call Lovett, Sheffrin, Harnett, the workers' compensation law firm. 863-8800.
Well, the Red Sox Foundation will make a financial contribution to the Hurricane Charlie relief effort in Lee County in Southwest Florida, the club's spring training home. If you'd like to participate, there are collection tables here at Fenway inside Gate A, the big concourse, third base concourse, the suite level, and at Aramark concession stands. Or you can send a check payable to the Red Sox Foundation of Fenway Park, Boston, Mass. 02215. Donations will be accepted through Monday, August 23rd.
Tim Wakefield has a 4-run lead to work with as he gets back on the mound for inning number 2. The Red Sox coming up with 4 runs in the bottom of the first. Eric Hinsky to lead it off here in the second inning. Wakefield had to throw 21 pitches in the first inning. Wakefield falling behind 2-0. Meanwhile, his counterpart, Miguel Batista, threw 28 first inning pitches and only a first pitch strike to one of the first 8 hitters. The Red Sox having a very good inning and scoring 4 times in the inning. 2 RBIs for Millar, single RBIs for Cabrera and Bill Miller in the inning. 3-0 pitch. Hinsky reaching first on a 4-pitch walk. Tonight's game is available in high definition on Comcast Digital Cable Channel 882 in Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Maine, and Channel 174 or 381 in Connecticut. Eric Hinsky on at first base, held on by Doug Mankiewicz. Here's Chris Gomez. Gomez at 285. He has 2 home runs. One of those was the grand slam off Curt Schilling at Skydome earlier in the year. He has 32 RBIs. Hard hit and through into left field for a base hit. Hinsky up to second base. And the first 2 have reached here in the second inning for Toronto.
Gomez has played some pretty good baseball this year against the Red Sox. You mentioned the home run that he had against Curt Schilling earlier this season. Bounced around a couple of different ball clubs. Well, playing time, Woodward gets sick. He had the colitis that he had a bunch of tests for it. Had himself on the disabled list for a while.
There's Gabe Gross, the rookie left fielder for Toronto, who has made starts in all 3 games of this 3-game series. Right field, Millar on the run, heading back. So is Damon. Damon on to the warning track, into the triangle to make the catch. Hinske will tag at second and move over to third base. So a long out, but Gabe Gross is out number 1 of the inning.
Gabe Gross making a bid for his second home run since being in the big leagues and didn't miss by very much. Also at this time of night, twilight, very difficult for Damon to make this catch. You can't take your eye off the baseball. That breeze blowing pretty strong tonight, too, out toward the left field wall. And with that breeze, that may have kept it out of the Red Sox bullpen.
There's the number 9 hitter and catcher, Kevin Cash. Out after the first pitch. Cash hitting under 200 as he checks in tonight at 191. Just 3 for his last 23 and has been struggling at the plate as he fouls it off and is quickly down 0-2. Second base for 1 on to first. A double play to end the inning. The Red Sox on top 4-0.
What's there to do in Philly? Oh, boy.
Well, I guess they want to come over and see the Liberty Bell.
You got the Liberty Bell.
We have the Liberty Bell.
Pretzels.
The National Constitution Museum.
There's lots of theater.
Excellent restaurants.
Well, there's a lot of culture here.
It's like a baby New York.
For me, it's the
cheesesteak. Cheesesteak.
Cheesesteak.
Cheesesteak.
Cheesesteak.
Now there's another great reason to go to Philly. You can fly there for just $29 on Southwest Airlines.
I love Philadelphia.
You are now free to move about the country.
For the largest selection of gas and diesel motorhomes in New England, it's USRV.
Celebrate America with a USRV. This 2005 Fleetwood Fiesta 26-foot motorhome or 26-foot Tioga, your choice. Only $491 monthly, no money down. Or this 2005 Airstream 19-foot Bambi, only $269 monthly, no money down.
Quantity, quality, and price. It's USRV. My name is Marty, and we make better deals.
She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming around the mountain. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Hiya! Those guys were fast as lightning.
Wherever you're going, you'll feel really good riding with Geico.
Everybody was kung fu
15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Get your tickets now for the 3rd annual WEEI Jimmy Fund Radiothon, presented by Nesson, Friday, August 27th at Fenway Park. Featuring special events including How to Build a Champion, a panel discussion featuring the GMs of all 4 sports teams, followed by a bird's eye view of Fenway as current Sox players discuss their drive for the playoffs. For tickets to these events, call 877-738-1234 or log on to weei.com.
Last half of the second inning. The Red Sox debut for Earl Snyder. He was born in New Britain, Connecticut, and attended the University of Hartford. Standing in to face Miguel Batista to begin things here in the last half of the second inning. Getting the start at third base tonight for the Red Sox. A fine season for Earl Snyder in Pawtucket. The home run numbers and the RBIs put him on top in that categories. In the International League this season.
18 games of Major League experience with the Cleveland Indians a couple of years ago.
Came to Fenway for a 4-game series. He's with Cleveland here to play the Red Sox. Has a lot of friends and family here tonight.
A lot of questions to Terry Francona about Snyder today in the press conference, but Terry didn't know a lot about him. He didn't really see him in spring training. And he says, look, I'm going to be getting a look firsthand just like everybody else.
Swing and a miss, and he strikes out. First strikeout for Batista. Let's check in with Eric Freed. Eric?
Well, let's hear from Earl Snyder. Don, it is a dream today to not only be playing at Fenway Park, and as you mentioned, he's been here before, but to be wearing the Red Sox uniform, that answers a childhood dream for Snyder. But now the point is for him to try to keep it going because he's had a great year at Pawtucket and something just clicked.
A couple things clicked for me at the plate this year, and that was about it. You know, worked on some things in the off season, some things down in Pawtucket, and it seemed to work. So we stuck with them the whole year, and yeah, here we are, I guess.
May not be a very long stay starting at third base for Snyder. Mark Bellhorn down in Pawtucket tonight with a rehab assignment, and it may be a very brief one, according to Terry Francona, if things go well. We may see Bellhorn, the second baseman, with you guys in Chicago. Back to you.
All right, Eric, thank you very much. Damon lifts one to short left. Gomez drifting back, and he makes the catch for out number 2.
And it's a good thing Gomez did make that catch because Gabe Gross to left field, they didn't see the baseball.
These overhead pictures of beautiful Boston are brought to you courtesy of Hood. Hood donates $1,500 to children's hospitals throughout New England, and each time the Red Sox win at Fenway Park. Two down, Doug Minkiewicz. Fly deeply to right in his first time up. Well, Earl Snyder having a great season this year in Pawtucket. Some wondered why it took so long to call him up. He was not on the 40-man. So you have to make the change. The Red Sox, to get him on the 40-man roster yesterday, put Scott Williamson on the 60-day DL, which opened up a spot. And as Eric Fried mentioned, Mark Bellhorn tonight playing for the Pawtucket Red Sox, and if all goes well there, we very well may see Mark Bellhorn in this next series for the Red Sox on the road in Chicago. Minkiewicz racing another, but this one foul. To Batista. Much easier inning for him this time. The Red Sox go 1, 2, 3 on 11 pitches, 4-0 Boston.
How does your car say loud?
Sovereign, we're here with red carpet service, guaranteed.
Hyundai's winning streak summer clearance is now held over. Time is running out to save big on the smart size Hyundai Santa Fe, winner of the Total Quality Award for small SUVs. This award-winning quality lets Hyundai offer America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. Plus, get $1,750 cash back or 0% APR on every Santa Fe. So don't walk, run to Hyundai's winning streak summer clearance. Lease a Hyundai Santa Fe for only $249 a month at your local Hyundai dealer.
Back at Fenway, 4-0 Red Sox lead. The third annual WEEI Jimmy Fund Radiothon presented by Nesson is set for Friday, August 27th at Fenway. Two great events will be featured. First, how to build a champion, a special panel discussion with the general managers of all sports teams. That's followed by a bird's eye view of Fenway, a lunch with current Red Sox players to discuss their drive for the playoffs. For tickets and more information, call 877-738-1234 or log on to WEEI.com.
The top of the Toronto order, leading it off, Alex Rios lifts it to right field. Millar makes the catch for out number 1. Tim Wakefield has thrown 34 pitches through 2 1/3 innings tonight. And we'll now deal with Frank Catalanato for the second time. Catalanato reaching on an error in the first inning. Now 0 for his last 13.
Seems like lately guys that have given Wakefield a lot of problems in the past, they're seeing a lot more fastballs and curveballs. That was a curveball to start off Catalanato.
Catalanato gets hit. So down to first base with one out, a hit batsman. Second time Catalanato's been on tonight.
No movement at all from Catalanato. He just stands there and takes it right off the thigh.
Center fielder, number 10, Vernon Wells.
One out, one on. Vernon Wells reached on an infield hit his first time up. One of 3 hits. Swing and a miss. Vernon Wells, a former first-round draft choice by the Toronto Blue Jays. He came into his own last year with some very impressive numbers. He, like Delgado, spending a good chunk of time on the DL this season. And fortunately for J.P. Ricciardi, who really, it appeared, had turned the corner with his Blue Jays team last year. A lot of injuries this year. This one will lead up Snyder at third off his glove, and that'll grab a fan in the first row. So to second base will go Wells. They'll give third base to Catalanato.
Second time Wells has hit the ball hard tonight. Backhanded attempt by Snyder at third base. He's a guy that's played mostly third base. He's played some shortstop at Pawtucket, some first base, also in the outfield. But third base is his primary position.
Another double for Vernon Wells, his 29th of the season. As the Blue Jays have had base runners in every inning so far. Now they have runners at second and third, one out. And a chance for Carlos Delgado, a strikeout victim his first time up. To left field, Manny Ramirez makes the catch. Catalanato is tagging, and he will score for the first Toronto run of the night. RBI number 60 for Carlos Delgado.
Second baseman, number 4, Frank.
The way Manny was setting up, it looks like he was setting up to make a throw home, but never had any intention of doing so. Just kind of flipped it back into the infield. Little chance that he would have got Catalanato anyway. See how he's kind of going toward home plate, almost looking like he was getting ready to make a strong throw to home plate, but just threw it back into at third base.
2 down for Frank Menachino. One hop, handled by Bill Miller. Fires to first. Wakefield gives up a run, but it's 4-1 Boston.
You think of how accidents occur, how everything happens so fast. Then you think about how you can create anti-roll technology that reacts even faster. You think about that, then you build.
The Volvo XC90, the only SUV equipped with a roll stability control system to help prevent rollover and guided by conscience.
Okay, we need a big idea to advertise our 00 financing offer.
This really is big, Bernie.
How about we advertise on a big blimp? Bigger!
Let's shoot an ad with a sports stadium full of people.
Not bad, but I have a better idea.
Robert Parrish!
Did someone say 00 financing?
Get 00 financing for 1 year, only at...
Bernie and Phil! Quality, comfort, and price! That's nice.
Foxwoods.
I'm Pat Goss for BG Products. A clean engine is an efficient engine, and the best way to keep your engine and fuel system clean is with BG 44K. Fuel byproducts build up in your engine and fuel system over time, reducing power and economy. Just add a can of BG 44K every other oil change to keep your engine running at...
Last half of the third inning, Manny Ramirez leading it off and taking a first pitch strike from Miguel Batista. He gave up 4 runs in the first. He settled down to retire the Red Sox in order in the second inning. And he reached on an error, his first time up. The error committed by Eric Hensky at third base. The Red Sox have an error of their own tonight, both teams with 1, and Boston now with 6 errors on this homestand. The Red Sox defense has been very good. Swing and a miss, gets away from Kevin Cash briefly, so he's got to throw down to retire Ramirez, and he does for the first out. Red Sox baseball on Nesson is brought to you by Subaru, by Foxwoods Resort and Casino, and by Volvo, the official vehicle of the Boston Red Sox. One down here in the last half of the third inning. Here's David Ortiz. A beautiful night in Boston. Last game of this 10-game homestand for the Red Sox. After the game tonight, the Red Sox will charter to Chicago. A series with the White Sox over the weekend, and then they'll head to Toronto to take on these Blue Jays at Sky Dome in the beginning of next week. Big Poppy with 30 home runs. Takes the strike, and it's 2-1. He's tied with Manny Ramirez atop the home run list in the American League. The home run leader over in the NL is Albert Pujols, who has 37. Ortiz after the 2-2 and grounding it foul. Red Sox beginning the night at 66 and 52. They're only 2 games behind where they were at this point last year. At 68 wins this time last year. As Ortiz takes the ball away, 3-2. With all that has happened this year, with all the injuries, it's sort of amazing to think that they're only 2 games away where they were last season at this time. There's a look at the wild card that has the Red Sox and the Rangers tied to begin the night. Texas Rangers are hosting the Cleveland Indians tonight. The game not yet underway in Texas. Scott Ellerton going for Cleveland up against Kenny Rogers for Texas. Kenny Rogers is 14-5. Grounded foul, and Delgado into foul ground to handle it. I think the at-bat for David Ortiz. The 9th pitch of the at-bat will be coming up. Ortiz staying alive and fouling it off. Kevin Millar has already contributed tonight with an RBI, actually a 2-run double. His first time up in the first inning. Waits on deck. In the air to shallow left. Gomez on the run. Over comes Gross, and he can't make the catch. It is a foul ball. And he's battling some fans. He's made his way over towards the seats.
Yeah, if the fans reach over, that could be fan interference. If he reaches into the stands, he does so at his own risk. Let's see what happens here. The ball clearly in where the stands are. And yeah, he did reach in, so it would not be fan interference. If the fan reach over and deflects that ball, one that he could catch, they could certainly call that an out.
The at-bat continues, and the 3-2 again. Ortiz grounds it to Delgado, who opts to take it alone for the second out of the inning.
Now, time now for the Boston Works job report. And last night, Mark Teixeira of Texas hit for the cycle, the second Ranger to do that, the first in more than 19 years. The last guy to do it was Oddibe McDowell in July of 1985. He did it against the Indians at Arlington Stadium, old Arlington Stadium. Boston Works every Sunday in the Boston Globe and online at bostonworks.com.
2 down for Kevin Millar. With a double off the bottom of the wall. With the bases loaded in the first inning to drive in 2. RBIs 52 and 53 on the season for Millar. Batista has settled down now to retire the last 6 Red Sox in a row. This player profile is brought to you by Sovereign Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox cable network. And some pretty awesome numbers for Kevin Millar in the last 26 games. That includes tonight's action in those numbers. Trying to hold up, could not, and it evens up at 2-2.
Well, maybe Batista wasn't loose in the first inning. He's been much better in 2 and 3. A little more snap to his breaking ball, a little bit more velocity on his fastball.
He is up to 57 pitches with 2 outs here in the third.
That fastball at 93. He never hit 90 at all in the first inning tonight. 93 with quite a bit of movement on it as it moved back down and in on Kevin Millar.
In the dirt and a full count now to Millar. Second straight batter. Batista has gone full 2. Orlando Cabrera waiting on deck with 2 outs and the bases empty. Broken bat pop up. Menachino turns and races back to make the running catch nicely to end the inning. Red Sox down in order for the second straight inning on top 4-1.
Did you know in Canada
I didn't see them. That's why they call them hidden charges. Well, they didn't hide them very well right there. That's because you already bought a dish and signed the contract. Oh. Now I see.
At Adelphia, we don't charge you extra for local channels, for classic cable on additional TVs. Call 1-888-32-CABLE to order digital cable and get digital bronze free for 3 months.
Did you know the McDonald's Big Mac Value Meal has 50 grams of fat? While the Subway Fresh Value Meal with a turkey sub has only 6 grams of fat. What about chicken? Did you know the McDonald's 5-piece Chicken Selects Premium Breast Strips have 32 grams of fat? While the foot-long sweet onion chicken teriyaki sub at Subway has only 10. From the freshest ingredients to our delicious fresh-baked breads, if you want to eat better and not give up taste, make the smarter choice. Choose Subway. Subway. Choose well.
On June 4th, my big brother was sentenced to 7 years in prison for a gun crime. That day, he sentenced me to 7 years without my best friend.
When you commit a gun crime, your family pays the price.
On September 15th, my son was sentenced to 10 years in prison for a gun crime. That day, he sentenced me to 10 years of worrying if my baby is okay.
When you commit a gun crime, your family pays the price.
The Aflac trivia question tonight. And our question is, what two Red Sox players had a combined 318 RBIs in 1949? Certainly Manny Ramirez and David Ortiz, a terrific RBI duo, but apparently there is one better. And we'll tell you who that is in the next half inning. Eric Hinsky to lead it off. He walked his first time up. Hinsky overall at 253 this season. The year that he won the Rookie of the Year, he hit 279 with 24 home runs and 84 RBIs in his first season. The right field, Millar was deep. Now he's going to come on hard, and he will make the running catch. Quickly identified that he was a long ways away and came in full bore to get that one.
A little hesitation on contact by Millar. Then he had to go as hard as he possibly could just to get to that fly ball. Fortunately, it was hit high enough that he could make up the difference. Watch Millar out there freeze, kind of go back a step, and then he has to come back in quickly to make the play.
One down for Chris Gomez. He singled his first time up. One of three Toronto hits tonight off Tim Wakefield. The Red Sox seeing Gomez, and he's a member of the Tigers first. He was with Detroit 93 through 96. And with Tampa Bay for a couple seasons, then with the Minnesota Twins. And this is his first season with the Toronto Blue Jays. Wrapped around his time in the American League. It was a pretty lengthy stay with the San Diego Padres for 6 seasons. Ruled on that pitch, and it's 2-2.
Big slow curveball that time from Wakefield. That pitch actually slower than his knuckleball.
Gomez, 32 years of age, resides in Carlsbad, California. Attended Loyola Marymount University. On the hands, up over the glove of Wakefield. Miller on the run and in time. Nicely done. Off balance, he throws out Gomez for the inning's second out.
Now that's very similar to a play that Miller makes at third base, except a different angle, coming in from that second base position, making the play on the run with the bare hand, and then that throw to first base. Off balance like you would be at third base if you're coming in to field a bunt. A little different angle, though, for the throw, and he throws a strike to Minkiewicz.
Two down for Gabe Gross. Fly deeply to the triangle in right center field his first time up. And it was run down out there by Johnny Damon. Popped up. Earl Snyder in fair ground to make the catch. In order go the Blue Jays. 4-1 Boston.
Hyundai's winning streak summer clearance is now held over. Time is running out to save on the popular Hyundai Elantra. The Elantra costs $1,600 less than a Honda Civic LX when comparably equipped. And right now you get up to $2,000 cash back or 0% APR on every Elantra. Plus, Hyundai's award-winning quality is backed by America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. So don't walk, run to Hyundai's winning streak summer clearance. Get a 2004 Hyundai Elantra with up to $2,000 cash back at your local Hyundai dealer.
Tied at 7 in the last half of the 10th with 2 down. Clock going, and Miller sends one towards the gap in left center field. He'll get down as Damon heads for third. Maybe beyond. He's being waved around. A throw to the plate is not in time. And the Red Sox win 8-7. Damon comes all the way around from first.
be in business for 15 years? Well, at the car store, we do. With the largest selection of quality, low-mileage vehicles and the best customer service. How about this fully equipped 01 Corolla LE for only $8,500 or $159 a month? Or my personal favorite, this 02 Nissan Altima V6 with only 25,000 miles for $285 a month. All of our vehicles are fully serviced and eligible for an extended warranty, up to 100,000 miles. So stop in and see us today. Exit 25 off 95 on Smithfield Avenue in Pawtucket.
Back at Fenway Park, and it's time now for the answer to our Aflac trivia question from an inning ago. What two Red Sox players had a combined 318 RBI in 1949? Ted Williams, 159. Vern Stevens with 159 in 1949. Williams and Stevens tied for the AL lead in RBI that season. Williams had a club record 9 seasons of 100 or more RBIs. And Vern Stevens played with the Red Sox from 1948 to 1952. He averaged 112 RBIs over his 5 seasons with Boston. Orlando Cabrera leads it off here in the last half of the 4th inning. Bounced out to shortstop his first time up to drive in a run. His 7th RBI in a Red Sox uniform. To left and in for a hit.
Now Cabrera now is 6 for his last 14 with this base hit. Already has an RBI tonight in this ball game on a ground ball to shortstop. Good solid contact pretty much in this whole homestand for Cabrera. A lot of line drives.
There's Bill Miller. Shoots it foul off to the left. He singled his first time up to drive in a run. Over the last 14 games coming into tonight's game, Bill Miller hitting at .404. Saying at the beginning of the homestand, he was starting to get that timing back. It was taking him a little while to get back after the knee surgery that had him on the DL for so long. To come back, taking him a little bit while to get the timing back, but he said he was starting to feel it, and really has done very well lately. That average creeping up to 277. Line out of the reach of Delgado and into right. Orlando Cabrera's headed for third and beyond as it gets away from Rios. Cabrera will score easily. Bill Miller will be stopped at third base. A run in for Boston. Red Sox on top 5-1. One of the toughest right fields in all of baseball.
Well, we mentioned last night you have rookies at both corners in a very difficult outfield, both left field and right field, and Alex Rios is going to find out just how tough it is. It's going to roll right up against the wall, and you got to, as a right fielder, get over to that wall and somehow try to knock it down. He just watches it go right by him, and once it does, that's going to be 3 bases of Bill Miller. You know, that almost was caught by Delgado. Would have been a double play instead, and it ends up in a run, and Miller going to third base.
Doug Marabelli with the runner at third and nobody out. It was a straight triple for Bill Miller and an RBI. His first triple since July of last season.
Any ball that rolls down that right field line, if you're a right fielder that has experience at Fenway, you'll see all those guys go pin themselves right up against the wall. Rios tried to time that one to make a glove play on it, and it just scooted right by him easily. And once it gets by him, you start thinking about inside the park home run, depending on who's running.
You mentioned it last time we saw it happen when Pokey Reese came all the way around. Those are like hockey boards. Hit the bottom and just take off.
Bad boards, too.
Yeah, lively hockey boards. Doug Marabelli popped out to second base his first time up.
Again, a young player in right field here, and you know, you just see him kind of reach out for the ball, and what most outfielders would do is get way in front of that ball and get themselves right up against the wall. Guys with more experience.
Swing and a miss. Evens up now at 2-2 to Mirabelli.
Already down by 4. The infield not all the way in for the Blue Jays, but about 2 or 3 steps closer than double play depth. A lot of times with nobody out, that's good enough to hold that runner at third base. Sometimes with 1 out, that's when you're more apt to play contact, and you would see infielders come in a little bit closer.
Sean Douglas up in the Toronto bullpen. As Batista is up to 71 pitches. And full count now to Mirabelli. Doug has 7 home runs. He got his 7th home run on July 11th against Texas. That surpassed his total of last season. He had 6 all of last year. Will Miller at third base. Nobody out in the inning. A run in. Broken bat into left center field, and in from third comes Bill Miller with the 6th Boston run. The Red Sox lead it 6-1. RBI single for Doug Mirabelli.
That's hard to tell if the infield was back whether Gomez would have been able to make a play on this, but from the position that he's in, he has no chance to make a play. But you know, you really have no choice. You're down early in this ball game, and you're already down by a number of runs. You've got to play the infield in. And the base hit, the broken bat base hit, gets up over the head, and the Red Sox score another run. I think even if he's back, though, that might have been a difficult play.
3 straight hits for the Red Sox here in the last half of the 4th inning. 2 additional runs in. Earl Snyder grounds it to short. Gomez to second for 1 on to first, and the double play.
Earl Snyder see nothing but breaking balls in his first 2 at-bats tonight against Batista. Struck out back in the 2nd inning. Now the ground ball double play. Breaking ball first pitch. Looks like the slider. And gets on top of it for that ground ball to shortstop. Gomez and Menachino doing the honors with the double play.
There's Johnny Damon, who singled back in the 1st inning and scored a run. His 89th run of the season, tops in the American League in that category. The league leaders are brought to you by Volvo, the official vehicle of the Boston Red Sox. There's Sheffield on top. Johnny Damon second at 90 runs. He's the league leader for leadoff hitters in that category. The count to Damon. Ball 4, and Damon's on for the 2nd time tonight.
Well, make your plans to join us for the 2005 Red Sox Fantasy Camp, January 30th through February 6th at the Spring Training Home in Fort Myers. Campus receive instruction from Kyle Yastrzemski, Dwight Evans, Jim Rice, Frank Malzone, Louis Tiant, and other former Red Sox players and coaches. And every participant gets to play a game at Fenway Park in the summer of 2005. Call 877 Red Sox 9.
2 down with Damon at first base. Doug Mankiewicz 0 for 2. Bringing Kevin Cash out of the crouch. Batista, who threw 28 pitches in the 1st inning, has thrown 20 pitches in this inning, and he's up to 80 in his outing. Sean Douglas continues to warm in the Toronto bullpen.
If Johnny Damon decides to steal a base here, he could probably get a pretty good jump against Batista. Although Cash the catch has got a very quick release and a good throwing arm.
And a strike to make it 2-1. Slices it foul off to the left. It's been an outstanding season for Johnny Damon as we take a look at some of the numbers among Major League leadoff hitters. First in the first three categories we spoke of, runs, RBIs, and walks. They're still very respectable in the last three categories. It has really been a great season for Johnny Damon over the course of his career, and really here in Boston it's been one half of the season or the other half that has been great for him. You look at this year and it's been balanced throughout. Right side ranging is Menachino on to first, and that'll do it. 2 runs in for the Red Sox here in the fourth. Boston on top 6-1.
Polyunsaturated.
P-O. Gingivitis. G.
Pungent.
P-U-N-G. Hyperventilate.
V-I-A-T-I-N-T-D.
Sweet dreams.
S-W.
There's an easier way to get to Washington, D.C. Fly Southwest Airlines nonstop for just $49 from Providence or Manchester.
You are now free to move about the country.
Do you know what it takes to be in business for 15 years? Well, at the car store, we do. With the largest selection of quality, low-mileage vehicles and the best customer service. How about this fully loaded 01 Lexus RX 300 all-wheel drive for only $389 a month? Or choose from over 8 Ford Expeditions starting at only $10,995. All of our vehicles are fully serviced and eligible for an extended warranty up to 100,000 miles. So stop in and see us today. Exit 25 off 95 on Smithfield Avenue in Pawtucket.
Money on your mind? At Sovereign, we're here with red carpet service. Guaranteed.
Red Sox baseball on Nesson is brought to you by Honda, by Coors Light, and by Aflac. Top half of the 5th inning with the Red Sox on top 6-1. A 4-run first for the Red Sox. They followed it up with a 2-run 4th inning, and the Red Sox lead at 6-1. The pitching line is brought to you by Nissan. Through the first 4 for Tim Wakefield, just the 1 run. So 51 pitches. And as Kevin Cash in the hole, 0-2. Cash grounded into a double play his first time up. Strike 3 call. 3rd strikeout for Tim Wakefield. Let's check in with Eric Freed. Eric?
Well, it didn't look like a pretty good recipe here for Tim Wakefield tonight. The wind blowing out here at Fenway Park, which is not a good park for a fly ball pitcher. And Wakefield's been able to avoid the big problem for him all season long, giving up the long ball. He's given up 22 home runs this year. That is 1 short of his total from a year ago. A lot of those home runs, though, have been solo shots. 15, in fact, have been solo home runs, and it's been hit hard in the opening innings of games, 1-3, giving up 12 home runs. So he's made it through the first 3. He's into the 5th, hasn't given up a home run. By the way, his high, 38 homers in 96 when he won 14 games down.
All right, Eric, thank you very much. Alex Rios grounding out to Earl Snyder at 3rd base, and there's 2 down in the inning. Well, the day in Detroit certainly did not help that home run number, giving up 6 against the Tigers. But the numbers, as Eric just mentioned, the 38 home runs. Far cry from there for Tim Wakefield, but still a lot of home runs this season. There's 2 outs here in the 5th. And Lonato pops it up foul, backing out of play. Rich Schilling has given up 19 home runs this season. Pedro Martinez 19. Wakefield has not surrendered a home run here tonight. 2 down in the 5th. And Lonato grounds it to Cabrera. A 1-2-3 inning on 8 pitches for Wakefield. 6-1 Boston.
Pop the cork, finger snapping, spin the wheel, round and round we go. Life is good, life is sweet. Grab yourself a front row seat. Let's meet and have a ball. Let's live. Yeah, let's live for the wonder of it all. Meet me at Foxwoods.
Welcome back. I'm here in this 19th century Victorian with new owners Mike and Shannon Boyd. Hi, Ted.
We just fell in love with its charm.
Yeah, it's charming. Unfortunately, the roof leaks, the foundation is crumbling, and there's significant termite damage. But I do have good news. I just saved a bunch of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico. Hey, we need to talk about your electrical. Whoa, yeah, we're going to want to fix that.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
What would you do with a Nesson All-Access Pass to the ballpark? Visit a Friendly's restaurant near you and find out. If you enter and win the Friendly's Fantasy Sweepstakes, you'll arrive at the game in a limo. Watch the team take batting practice from the field. Throw out the first pitch in front of thousands of fans. Visit the Nesson broadcast booth. And then enjoy the rest of the game with Nesson. Enter at your nearest Friendly's restaurant, and your Friendly's fantasy could come true.
It's his first car. Dad has always been there. Now, it's time to let go. It's about sincerity, trust, and understanding. It's who we are, and it's the only way we know how to be. Sakuchi Lincoln Mercury Honda. Our reputation is your protection.
Back at Fenway Park with the Red Sox on top 6-1. We get ready for the bottom of the 5th. Miguel Batista threw only 84 pitches in 4 innings, and he's gone after giving up 6 runs. He turns things over to Sean Douglas.
Douglas making his second appearance of this series. In the game 1, worked an inning in 2/3, no hits, no runs, a couple of walks, a couple of strikeouts. Just called up at the end of July. Started the season with the Blue Jays in the bullpen. Made some starts. Did not have success in the starting rotation. Now back in the bullpen.
So the least number of pitches tonight for Miguel Batista in any of his starts. And he does it in 4 innings. He leaves giving up 6 hits, 6 runs. Walked 2, struck out 2. Now Ramirez. It's a one-hopper. High-Domenichino gloves and throws out Ramirez. And a hot shot. Ramirez retired.
There have been a couple of bullets hit to the second baseman tonight. Bill Miller had one earlier in the ball game. He was kind of screened by the umpire. This ball, the hop really explodes on Menachino, makes the play going away. Of course, it's hit so hard he has plenty of time to throw that first base and get Manny by a wide margin.
One down for David Ortiz. Ortiz walking in the first, grounded out to first base in the 3rd inning. Striking Ortiz with a look back for C.B. Bucknor. On the ground with the shift on, Delgado will take it alone. And there's 2 down. Red Sox tradition meets high definition. Tonight's game is brought to you by the HD experts at Tweeter. Tweeter, just sit back and enjoy. Two ground ball outs for Sean Douglas. And there's two down here in the fifth. Kevin Millar about to stand in. 1 for 2 tonight. The bases loaded double to drive in 2 runs in the first inning. Outside of third, and foul, 1-1. Miguel Batista came into tonight's action with a 9-8 record. He's on the hook. And the Red Sox on top 6-1. A very tough outing. His 26th appearance of the season. A 4-run first inning for Boston. Then he settled down to retire the next 8 in a row. Before the Red Sox get to him for 2 more runs in the 4th, and that was the last inning in which he would work tonight. To Millar. Orlando Cabrera waiting on deck. Foul back and onto the screen. The Rim Dog Power Alley, where is that exactly? What's your farmer?
How about that, man? That's a perm.
That is an actual perm?
Is that nails sitting in front of me there?
How long did you go with the perm? Was that just a 1-year thing, or did you stay with it for a while?
I don't remember. Wherever that power alley is, I'm sure I couldn't hit it. I have no idea what that sign is, but there's no way I got near it.
Inside of Millar. Works a walk, 2-out walk. First base runner to reach against the right-handed reliever Sean Douglas. There's Orlando Cabrera, who's 1 for 2 with a run batted in. His ground out in the first inning scored David Ortiz with the 3rd Red Sox run. It's part of a 4-run first inning. Aquino on the high hop fires on to first, and the Red Sox are gone in the 5th. 6-1 Boston.
Dad, Timmy hit a home run.
Great. Put the little slugger on.
Hello?
I hear you got a big hit today, Timmy.
I sure did, Grampy. I won the game.
Sure wish I could have been there.
I did too, because that's what it said on my birthday and at Christmas when my baby sister was born and on Halloween.
Quality items, great prices, and convenient locations. Extramart has all your bases covered. Stop by for a cup of our very own Brew Boy coffee or a double-sized Deli Joe sandwich. Heading for home or running on empty, Extramart introduces Extra Fuels, our own premium quality gasoline.
Extramart carries USDA certified organic honest tea and these General Mills cereals on sale just 2 for $4.
Priced right and ready to go, Extramart is always a home run.
You think of how accidents occur, how everything happens so fast. Then you think about how you can create anti-roll technology that reacts even faster. think about that, then you build.
The Volvo XC90, the only SUV equipped with a roll stability control system to help prevent rollover and guided by conscience.
Well, each time the Red Sox win at Fenway Park, Hood donates $1,500 to the Hood Home Team Advantage charity program. The program benefits children's hospitals throughout New England. It's another reason you can feel good about Hood.
Vernon Wells to lead it off for the Blue Jays as we head to the 6th. A good look at the Hood lightship above tonight. Wells with a pair of hits, an infield hit back in the first and a double in the 3rd inning. He has 2 of the 3 Toronto hits tonight off Tim Wakefield, who's now retired 8 batters in a row. Manny Ramirez will make it 9 batters in a row as he takes care of out number 1. 60 pitches so far for Tim Wakefield. Is in good shape in terms of his pitch count through 5 1/3. Last time out for Wakefield was against the White Sox, in which he went 6 1/3 innings, giving up 6 runs and was up over 100 pitches at 101. As Aaron Rowan hit 2 home runs off Tim Wakefield last time out. Delgado, the sacrifice fly his last time up. To Delgado, and it evens up now at 2-2. Shift on for Delgado with Cabrera on the right side of the Red Sox infield, and Delgado will lift it to right. Incoming is Millar. He'll make the catch 2 down. That's 10 outs for Tim Wakefield on just 26 pitches, and he's now retired 10 batters in a row.
Well, we gave you the numbers at the start of the game. He's had 2 terrific games this season against the Blue Jays, and so far terrific in this game.
Frank Menachino is 0 for 2. Softly, Snyder on the move, throws out Menachino. Another 1-2-3 inning for Wakefield. 11 in a row retired. Red Sox on top 6-1.
When your day loses a little something, we know exactly where you can find it again.
There's a new place to buy a Nissan. It's Nissan of East Providence, and they've got the hot new Nissan Altima at the Bottom Line sales event for just $17,880. Tremendous selection, outstanding customer service, and bottom line prices, all at Nissan of East Providence.
It's corn that's been pulverized and pressed into flakes. I call them corn flakes. Really quite delicious.
You never know when a golden
golden opportunity will come your way, like the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Get your favorite Lexus vehicle at an incredible price.
Next, they'll be bottling water.
See Inskip Lexus.
Introducing espresso on the rocks with a twist.
Back at Fenway, 6-1 Red Sox. Dunkin' Donuts pleased to welcome those in the Dunkin' Dugout tonight. Dunkin' Donuts is in its 5th year of hosting local youth groups and charitable organizations in the Dunkin' Dugout. Over 7,000 children have had the opportunity to catch a Red Sox home game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts. As always, we thank Dunkin' Donuts for dropping off refreshments in the booth tonight.
That's the first time we have highlighted the Dunkin' Donuts gang out there from the blimp.
And Aquino from short right throws out Bill Miller. I think you're right.
Well, Menachino's had a nice little night at second base defensively. Backhanded play on Bill Miller to get the first out of this inning.
One down for Doug Mirabelli. He was 1 for 2 with an RBI. Able to drive in a run in the 4th inning with his single. One and one now to Mirabelli. Starting tonight with Tim Wakefield getting the nod tonight, as he has all season long, catching Tim Wakefield.
Nice cool spot down on that runway. You get a little breeze that comes through the tunnel. Not that it's an excessively warm night tonight, but it's a comfortable place to hang out.
Mirabelli strikes out. First strikeout for Sean Douglas, and there's 2 down. This game summary is brought to you by your local Lincoln Mercury dealers. The base is loaded back in the 1st inning. Evan Millar hits the bottom of the wall with this drive to drive in 2. A double for Millar. A 4-run first for the Red Sox. Then Bill Miller with Cabrera at first, tripling down the right field line, scoring Cabrera with the 5th Red Sox run. Meanwhile, Tim Wakefield tonight has been outstanding through 6 innings, giving up just 1 run. He has 3 strikeouts and has now retired 11 batters in a row. Earl Snyder hoping to fare better this time in his 3rd at bat in a Red Sox uniform tonight. He struck out swinging in the 2nd, bounced into a double play in the 4th inning. Snyder joined the team yesterday, drove from Pawtucket to Boston and got lost. All kinds of troubles getting to Fenway Park last night. Not the first to have trouble getting from Pawtucket to Boston. He's unfamiliar with a lot of the one-way streets when he got close to Boston.
It's tough to get the one end of Boston to the other end of Boston, even if you've lived here your whole life.
Yes. But he did get here in time for the game last night. Did not get into the game. In center field, Vernon Wells headed back onto the warning track to get that one in order. Go the Red Sox in the 6th. Boston on top, 6-1.
I've never even told my wife this.
What's all the excitement at Down East Toyota? Logan and his friends have discovered the huge selection of used vehicles on our lot. More than 300 quality pre-owned vehicles, compact cars, full-size trucks, and vehicles for the entire family. We're Maine's #1 Toyota dealer, and that means we also have the best selection of used Toyotas, with more trades coming in every day. Credit not so perfect? We can help you too. Take it from Logan and his friends. The best deals on used vehicles are at Down East Toyota, across from Super Walmart and Brewer.
If you want the internet, you basically have 3 choices. Slow dial-up, a little quicker DSL, or the lightning-fast speed of Adelphia high-speed internet. So if you're emailing photos, paying bills, or working from home, our speed will save you time. Call 1-877-HSI-4ME2 and pay only $24.95 a month for 3 months. Hurry. Adelphia high-speed internet is waiting for you.
Did you know the McDonald's Big Mac Value Meal has 50 grams of fat? While the Subway Fresh Value Meal with a turkey sub has only 6 grams of fat. What about chicken? Did you know the McDonald's 5-piece Chicken Selects Premium Breast Strips have 32 grams of fat? While the foot-long sweet onion chicken teriyaki sub at Subway has only 10. From the freshest ingredients to our delicious fresh-baked breads, if you want to eat better and not give up taste, make the smarter choice. Choose Subway. Subway. Choose well.
Top of the 7th, set sail for an unforgettable week with Bronson Arroyo, Brad Mills, Don Orsillo. It's the Red Sox cruise January 22nd through 29, 2005 aboard Royal Caribbean Splendor of the Seas. It's a baseball and vacation experience unlike any other. Departing from Tampa with stops in the Cayman Islands, Costa Maya, Belize, and Cozumel. For more information or to reserve your spot, call 800-336-2267. And I would recommend that you do that very quickly because this thing sells out maybe faster than any other cruise that there is in the off season. So I would suggest that you make that call to 800-336-2267 right away.
There, Kinski taking a strike, and it's 2-1 as he looks back to C.B. Bucknor. He walked in the second. He flied out to right field in the 4th. Wakefield's retired 11 in a row.
You know, you think about that, Don. Where else could you get into a heated shuffleball game with you? Really think about it. On the high seas between Belize and Cozumel.
That's about the only place. Although I really don't get shuffleboard. I've played it a couple times even on the cruise last year, and I still don't really
understand. It's a great game. Next to horseshoes, it's tough to get it. Well, you could play horseshoes on a boat too.
I guess you could, yeah.
You make a little sand pit. You get a Lena.
They have all kinds of stuff on there, though. Volleyball, there's basketball tournament, there's a Jeopardy tournament.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
That was tremendous. Earl Weaver was a very good Jeopardy player. As strike 3 called to Hensky. That's the 4th strikeout for Tim Wakefield. And Hensky wasn't pleased with an earlier strike call from C.B. Bucknor, and even less pleased now.
Yeah, this is a combination, I think, of his feelings going into this at bat, because that looked like a pretty good pitch from Wakefield. It's the big slowed curveball again. And certainly looked like it had the corner. That's a good pitch, but you know, the frustration builds up throughout the course of a game. Looked like C.B. Bucknor was smiling a little bit after Hensky headed back.
This Gomez 1 for 2 tonight. In the air to shallow center field. Damon moving in, and he takes care of out number 2.
They have water volleyball like in the pool?
No, I wish they did.
They don't have that?
No, they didn't have that. If they did, I missed it. I did just about everything.
There's really a number of Olympic sports you can play on these cruises. There really are.
They had Pictionary, which you would have been very good at.
One thing you got to be always careful about is having too many cocktails on one of those, and you know, think that you're one of those divers that you can dive into the water.
That would be very bad.
That's not good.
The cruise is not likely to stop.
No, they don't really care about you. They're going to keep moving.
And it's very good advice.
Let's keep that in mind when you're in Belize.
Gabe Gross. And a check swing foul over by the Red Sox dugout. And Wakefield has thrown 76 pitches through 6 2/3 innings.
Don't you also get to meet like San Diego Padres and Orioles on this too?
Baltimore Orioles, yes. We had Earl Weaver on there, DeBose from the Orioles last year. Sidney Ponson, I think, was on there the year before last. Former Orioles pitcher Scott McGregor was on there last year. Earl Weaver was great, though.
Does he argue with the captain?
He argued with everybody who was playing Pictionary with. He became... everything was an argument with Earl, still, even to this day. Up the middle and out of the reach of Bill Miller and into center field. Breaks up a string of 12 in a row retired by Tim Wakefield.
Yeah, first base hit since back in the third inning when Wells had the double. Gabe Gross gets a fastball from Wakefield. The ball's away, but he still hooks it to the right of Bill Miller at second base. Only 4 hits allowed for Wakefield here into the 7th inning.
Actually breaks up a string of 13 in a row retired by Tim Wakefield after the flyout by Gomez. There's Kevin Cash. He's 0 for 2 from the number 9 spot in the Blue Jays order. He's grounded into a double play and struck out looking. Pitch number 80. And it's in there for a strike. Wakefield with 4 strikeouts in the game tonight. 2 of the 4 have been looking. First goes, and this one fouled off in on the hands of Kevin Cash. Gross was off at the pitch. The strikeout high this season for Wakefield is 6. He's done it twice. There's 4 strikeouts through 6 2/3 tonight. Wakefield at home this season 4-4 with a 4.50 earned run average. Foul back of the Red Sox dugout into the seat. Still 2-2 to Kevin Cash. Cash, the number 9 hitter in the order, getting ready for the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Thought he had strike 3, but a full count now.
Now this knuckleball actually acts like a screwball. Watch how much it darts down and in.
To short, Cabrera has to go the long way to first, and the inning's over. Red Sox on top 6-1.
What's there to do in Philly? Oh, boy.
Well, I guess they want to come over and see the Liberty Bell.
You got the Liberty Bell.
We have the Liberty Bell.
Pretzels.
The National Constitution Museum.
There's lots of theater, excellent restaurants.
Well, there's a lot of culture here.
It's like a baby New York.
For me, it's the
cheesesteak.
Cheesesteak.
Cheesesteak. Cheesesteak.
Cheesesteak.
Now there's another great reason to go to Philly. You can fly there for just $29 on Southwest Airlines.
I love Philadelphia.
You are now free to move about the country.
The wonder of it all. Take a chance, make it happen. Pop the cork, finger snapping. Spin the wheel, round and round we go. Life is good, life is sweet. Grab yourself a front row seat. Let's meet and have a ball. Let's live. Yeah, let's live for the wonder of it all. Meet me at Foxwoods.
Think about it. Casinos, dancing girls, swimming pools, surrounded by a sea of neon lights. We'll make millions, I tell you. What do you think?
I think you ought to stay out of the sun.
You never know when a golden opportunity will come your way, like the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Get your favorite Lexus vehicle at an incredible price.
A 24-hour drive-through chapel!
See Inskip Lexus.
Quality items, great prices, and convenient locations. Extramart has all your bases covered. Stop by for a cup of our very own Brew Boy coffee or a double-sized Deli Joe sandwich. Heading for home or running on empty, Extramart introduces Extra Fuels, our own premium quality gasoline.
Extramart carries USDA certified organic honest tea and these General Mills cereals on sale just 2 for $4.
Priced right and ready to go, Extramart is always a home run.
We are back here at Fenway Park. Sox on top 6-1. I'm here with our Ford fan of the game, Katie Gallagher, performed the national anthem before today's game. How nervous were you standing out there in the field, Katie? You did a great job.
I was nervous, yes, but I got through it, thank God.
Tell us what's in the future for you, because you're 14 years old and you want to keep the singing going, I guess.
I do want to keep the singing going. My ambition is to become a professional singer, and with the help of my family, the support, I think I will get there someday.
Well, with a smile like that, they'll take you a long way. Great job today. The pride of Hingham, our Ford fan of the game, Katie Gallagher. Back to you, Don.
All right, Eric, thank you very much.
She really did a great job singing the national anthem tonight. One of the best ones at Fenway all season.
Ahead 3-0 as he takes the strike, and the count 3-1. Sean Douglas out there for his third inning of relief. Only one member of the Red Sox has reached against Douglas. That was Millar. He walked in the fifth. Now Damon will walk in the seventh. Second time tonight Johnny Damon has walked. Third time he's been on base. Damon at first, and Doug Mankiewicz coming up. Mankiewicz is 0 for 3. He's fly to the warning track in right field and is grounded out twice. Left center field. Gross on the move. Makes the catch for the first out. Damon back to the bag at first. A frustrating night tonight for Doug Mankiewicz at the plate. He's hit the ball hard a few times.
And you know, when you see a hitter go immediately from the field down that runway where I mentioned earlier where you get a nice breeze, usually there's other things that are going on down there too. And it's not always pleasant. Guys get frustrated and they take their anger out sometimes down in that runway where it's out of the camera's eye. Lou Piniella was the absolute best at that. Every at bat. Every single at bat that Lou did not get a hit. You could see him at Yankee Stadium because I'd play second base and he'd go bing right down to that run and he was.
Some places I know they have the punching bag down there, like that's going to help, and maybe there'll be less destruction if you give him something to hit, but I don't think that always helps.
Breaking the light always.
That's a good one.
That was a good one, yeah.
Because you get cracking with that.
And of course, the tunnel's in complete darkness as you make your way up after the game. You know, it's always a pleasant walk back to the clubhouse.
One wrap foul outside of third.
Of course, that has absolutely nothing to do with the game, so let's get back to the game, Don.
One ball, 2 strikes, with 1 out here in the 7th. Johnny Damon at first base. And the count even now, 2-2.
Well, it's amazing. You look at Sean Douglas, and he had a couple of starts which are not very good starts for him, but he's actually pitched pretty well in his 2 relief outings against the Red Sox. Big guy. Looks like he's about, what, 6'5", 6'6"?
Yeah. And he lines it to center. Vernon Wells on the run will make the running catch, and Damon's got to scamper back to the bag at first with 2 down.
You know, this has been a pretty good defensively played game. I don't think I said that right. But anyway, there's 2 errors in the game, both of pretty tough plays. But, you know, you've got pitchers on both sides that have worked quickly, pretty much for the most part thrown strikes, and that lends to pretty good defense. You're always on your toes as a defensive player.
I think everybody prefers pitchers who work quickly.
Sure, broadcasters, players. There's nothing worse than being out there defensively behind a guy that just takes forever to throw the ball. I mean, you're thinking about your hitting. You're thinking about what dinner you're going to have after the game.
So he slaps it foul off the left side. 2-2 Ortiz in the count 1-1. Miguel Batista, the starter tonight for Toronto, lasting just 4 innings. He's responsible for all 6 runs that the Red Sox have tonight. Red Sox are very quickly out of the gate, scoring 4 times in the first inning. They sent 8 men to the plate. 2 additional runs in the 4th, and the Red Sox on top 6-1. Two and 2 now. David Ortiz. David McCarty and Kevin Youkilis going on the DL. The Red Sox currently have 11 players on the DL. Ortiz backed it out of the way of that pitch. 92 miles per hour on the rising fastball.
Now, one of the questions today was who's going to be called up from Pawtucket at the end of the season. That's impossible to answer because the Red Sox would just be activating guys that have come off the DL, and that's immediately going to expand their roster. Francona said, you know, you always look for pitching. You like to have pitching depth in September.
Ball 4 to David Ortiz, and he walks. Second walk of the inning. Let's take a look at what's on tap for the Red Sox, brought to you by Heineken. The Red Sox will have tomorrow off, then open up a 3-game series with the White Sox. UPN 38 has the first one in Boston, Nesson outside of Boston, Fox on Saturday, and then ESPN on Sunday night. Then the Red Sox will take on these Blue Jays at Skydome Monday through Wednesday. All the action at 7 p.m. right here on Nesson.
You know, I really hate when Fox and ESPN take games when we're on the road.
I agree.
I can't stand off days on the road. If you're on the road, I'd rather be working.
I'm with you. You're not doing Saturday for Fox? The wire to left. Gross back there on the warning track to make the catch.
No.
7 innings done, 6-1 Boston.
There's a new place to buy a Nissan. It's Nissan of East Providence, and they've got the Nissan Maxima at the Bottom Line sales event for just $24,775. Tremendous selection, outstanding customer service, and bottom line prices. All at Nissan of East Providence.
Know the score before the game with Nesson's new 1-hour pregame show. Olympia Sports presents the Boston Globe pregame report. 1 hour before game time on Nesson.
My competitors call my betting no name. Oh, really? Tell me, who's the president of Sealy or Simmons? My name is on the building. It's on the mattress, along with my ugly mug. Thank goodness you cover it with a sheet. So if you have a problem, who you gonna call? The no-name president of Sealy or Simmons, or the president of Bob's Discount Furniture? Me. Need a mattress? Want double the warranty? Pay half the price? Who you gonna call?
Sovereign, we're here with red carpet service, guaranteed.
Red Sox baseball on Nesson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, by New England Jeep Dealers, by Dunkin' Donuts, by GMC Trucks, by Pepsi, and by Sovereign Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox cable network. It's on to the top half of the 8th inning, and a new right fielder for the Red Sox, Gabe Kapler, taking over for Millar in right. Alex Rios leading it off for Toronto. He's 0 for 3 tonight, a strikeout, flyout, and a ground out.
John, we just finished a homestand of Rem Dogs on Yawkey Way, the first real full homestand we had. And the common theme that I get out of that after going down there every night is that I'm better looking in person than on TV. Now, I know that I'm no oil painting in person, so can you imagine what I look like on TV?
Into right center field. Damon on the run, heading full bore. He can't catch it. It gets by him, and it's going to roll a while, all the way back to the 420 marker as Rios coming to third base, and he'll be stopped there. A triple for Rios, and Damon diving, trying to make that try and a running catch, but it gets by him.
You know, Rios was going around first base, and he looked back toward the first base bag. I don't know if he almost collided with the umpire or thought he missed the bag. There's the attempt by Damon, gets over his glove and then rolls all the way to the 420. That's going to be 3 bases easily. And here's Rios coming across. Oh, he slips. And he did get the bag with his hand. He's looking back to the umpire to make sure that he did see him get the bag. See, I didn't see him slip, but I did see him turn around and look toward the umpire. Pretty good job of sliding that hand across the bag.
Managed to get a piece of it. And it stands at third base with a triple, as they are going to appeal first, but he did touch it, as we just saw. Well, the Red Sox out there was a chance that he missed it on the way by. But first base umpire Cooper saying that he did grab it and he saw it. Frank Catalanato fouls it off. I think you look great on TV. I really do, especially in HD.
I don't know how to take that, because I know in person I'm not a handsome man.
Oh, come on.
But I can't imagine. It's got to be awful on TV, because this happened like 2 or 3 times a night for a solid 10-day homestand. And I don't know what to say. I go, well, thank you, but I don't know what to say. It's got to be the HD.
It's got to be the HD, yeah.
Shows every wrinkle, you know.
Belly to his backhand, nicely done. And it's 1-1 now to Catalanato. Mike Timlin up in the Red Sox bullpen. Wakefield working into the 8th inning. He surrendered a leadoff triple. Catalanato filled on that pitch, and it's 1-2.
I'll tell you what, Wakefield tonight has used a lot of curveballs and a lot of fastballs mixed in with his knuckleball.
Wakefield up to 93 pitches as he works here in the 8th. To Catalanato. Vernon Wells waiting on deck. And on the hands, and popped up foul. Marabelli giving it a look, but it's back and out of play. Those Blue Jays will be headed to Baltimore after the game tonight. Continue their road trip against the Baltimore Orioles. And then they'll head home to host the Red Sox to begin next week. And they'll be home for their longest day of the year. 2-week homestand for them. Includes the Yankees. Strike 3 call. 5th strikeout for Tim Wakefield. The first out of the 8th inning.
Wakefield's been able to contain a guy that had great success against him this season and through his career. 378, as we mentioned, coming in, but he's got him an 0 for 4 tonight. Actually 0 for 3. Hit him with a pitch back in the 3rd inning. That was the knuckleball for the strikeout.
Vernon Wells tonight has 2 hits, an infield single in the 1st and a double in the 3rd inning. Fly to left his last time up. fielded 99 pitches. Reached the century mark with the next pitch. Mentioned last time out he threw 101. A 5-4 loss to the Chicago White Sox. Marabelli out to talk with him, and similar outings against the Toronto Blue Jays. We take a look at the three. April 21st, he went 6 2/3. Just 2 runs, May 23rd, 7, giving up 2 earned runs. And tonight, so far going 7 1/3, giving up 1. So things have gone very well for Tim Wakefield against the Blue Jays. And again tonight, getting some good run support. The Red Sox with 6 runs and 4 right out of the gate.
It's really amazing when you look at those numbers, how close they are in every category.
Mike Myers has joined Mike Timlin in the Red Sox bullpen. Carlos Delgado is on deck as Vernon Wells bats now with 1 out, a count of 3-1. And we'll see Mike Myers if and when we see Delgado. The pitch grounded towards third. Snyder throws to first for the inning's second out. The run scores. Rios in from third with the second Toronto run, and it's now 6-2 Boston.
And not even thinking about going home. Snyder playing deep behind third base. You've got the lead. Make sure you get the second out of the inning. See how deep Snyder is back toward the outfield grass. He takes a look at the runner, but doesn't take the chance of making a bad play. Takes the sure out at first base, gives up the run.
So the shift on for Delgado. Wakefield up over 100 pitches. Will indeed deal with Delgado. This is with the first one. Delgado with a sacrifice fly back in the 3rd inning. His 60th RBI of the season. Popped up. Well, remember the infield left on the left side. It's Snyder, and he makes the catch. Toronto gets a run. We head to the bottom of the 8th, 6-2 Boston.
No crunches ever.
Introducing the Ab Lounge, scientifically designed to get you up off the floor, making old-fashioned crunches a thing of the past.
Sculpt your abdominals using the Ab Lounge jackknife, proven in university testing to be better for your body.
It's as easy as a crunch, but the Ab Lounge design makes every move really count, targeting your abs without wasted effort.
Compare the Ab Lounge to an old-fashioned crunch. The advanced Ab Lounge jackknife generates up to 75% more muscle activity in the upper and lower abdominals, and an amazing 268% more in the love handle obliques.
I have this one pair of jeans. After just 8 weeks, my fat jeans don't really fit anymore.
With its rolled steel frame, the Ab Lounge supports up to 275 pounds.
And it's so easy, almost anyone can use it.
Call now to try the Ab Lounge for 30 days for just $14.95. If you don't agree the Ab Lounge is the best way to a sexy stomach, return it within 30 days for a refund of your $14.95.
Call now and say goodbye to crunches forever.
Who do you call when you need a car? 508-880-0000. Lincoln Mercury of Raynham.
From Geo Metros to Mercedes ML Sport Utilities and everything in between, Lincoln Mercury of Raynham has the largest and widest selection of pre-owned vehicles in southern New England. Call us today.
Lincoln Mercury of Raynham. 508-880-0000.
Tim Wakefield appears to be done after his 103 pitches tonight and 8 innings of work, giving up 2 runs. A nice outing tonight for Tim as he heads to the clubhouse. This game summary is brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. The Red Sox with 6 hits for their 6 runs, scoring 4 times in the first inning. Remember, the Red Sox with more than 1 hit is Bill Miller's 2 for 3 with a triple and a couple of RBIs. Well, Snyder in his Red Sox debut here tonight, 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Red Sox so far have left 4 men on base through the first 7 innings and coming to bat here in the last half of the 8th. Orlando Cabrera, Bill Miller, and Doug Marabelli anticipated in the inning. And against the new pitcher, Jason Frazier.
First appearance of this series. He is the closer on this club, and he's done very well. 15 for 16 in closing opportunities. These All-American League rookie pitches in games. 47, first in saves at 15.
Orlando Cabrera. First pitch from Frazier is in there for a strike. 34,857 on hand here tonight. The 61st sellout of the season, the 125th sellout in a row at Fenway Park. Opposite field to right, Rios there to make the catch for the first out in the bottom of the 8th.
Rios, of course, rookie here for the Toronto Blue Jays, having himself a decent rookie season. We saw the Upton down in Tampa Bay make his major league debut. Some young players being filtered into these teams that right now are not in contention for a postseason spot. B.J. Upton, I think, hit his first home run.
Yes,
last night.
He did.
Opposite field job.
Bill Miller 2 for 3 tonight. He tripled his second time up. 2 RBIs, now up to 45 on the season. The Red Sox will have tomorrow off. And then Curt Schilling on Friday night against Mark Burley in the first game of the series.
That should be a good matchup, Schilling and Burley.
Yes.
Supposed to have full house every day. Really? In Chicago. Yeah, they've been drawing well, and I guess they're completely sold out for the weekend. That's the rumor I heard today.
Boy, those seats up top are...
I've never seen people up there.
I haven't either. Except for the All-Star game. That was about it. Schilling will be looking for win number 15 on Friday night. To left field. Gabe Gross heading back. This one will get off the scoreboard and by him on the ricochet. Miller headed to second base. And he's got himself a double. So Miller tonight a single, a triple, and a double, a homer shy of the cycle. Stands at second base with one down here in the 8th.
Now, Bill Miller for the last 2 weeks has been swinging the bat like the batting champion of a year ago. I mean, he's been everything hard. I mean, he's got an outside chance, Don, I think, to end up at 300 again after a real slow start, knee surgery. 277 to start this game, 3 for 4. 284 he's up to right now. That would be a remarkable comeback if he could end up around 300.
Spent a lot of time around the 230, 240 range, as you mentioned early in the season. And missing all that time with the knee surgery. Doug Mirabelli's 1 for 3 tonight with an RBI. Singled in the 4th to drive in Bill Miller. A new duo now up in the Red Sox bullpen. Keith Falk and Curtis Laskanik. Last inning we saw Mike Timlin and Mike Myers.
You know, maybe if the game stays at this score, you'll probably see Falk. If the Red Sox are able to tack on a bunch of runs, maybe Laskanik would make his first appearance since coming off the DL.
Red Sox tonight looking for their 67th win of the year. They come in at 66 and 52. They're 6 and 3 in this 10-game homestand so far, trying to get their 7th win. With 3 out of 4 from Tampa Bay, lost 2 out of 3 to Chicago. And they're trying to sweep the Toronto Blue Jays in this 3-game series, having taken the first 2 games of this series. And on top tonight, 6-2. Count to Doug Mirabelli. Some of the injured guys for the Red Sox will be making the trip tonight to Chicago so that they can continue to work out, take ground balls and hit. The exception of Kevin Youkilis, who was placed on the DL yesterday. He has gone to Fort Myers. They felt he'd get more work down there recovering, and so he has left. Bellhorn, of course, tonight playing with the Pawtucket Red Sox, and they very well join the Red Sox in Chicago this weekend. And through it all, the Red Sox continue to play good baseball. Certainly waiting for the return of Pokey Reese. He's hoping to start hitting soon. That's really the next big step for him. He's taking ground balls, and he's been able to do a little bit more, but the ribcage situation, still waiting to be able to hit. And as he pointed out last night, he would rather not do a rehab assignment to the minor leagues. He'd rather just start here with the Red Sox whenever he's ready to go. 3-2 pitch. On the ground and foul.
When you think about it, really, I mean, time is running out on the minor league season. They've only got a couple of weeks left, right?
Yeah, about, what, 12, 13 days, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could always send somebody down to Fort Myers and work out down there, but I'd imagine when the September rosters are expanded that they probably just stay here.
Arabelli strikes out, chasing after that pitch. First strikeout for Jason Frazier.
Good curveball there from Jason Frazier. Breaking down away, almost an impossible pitch to hit. Well, the fans want a hit from Snyder. Try to encourage him along.
0 for 3 so far tonight is Earl Snyder in his Red Sox debut. Probably didn't have this happen in Cleveland when he came up for his first major league at bat. The Red Sox trying to root him on to his first hit in a Red Sox uniform.
Because that's about all he's seen in this game tonight.
Led the International League with 33 home runs, 90 RBIs. He's an International League All-Star. Waiting on the 1-1. In the dirt outside, 2-1. Frazier wants a new baseball. Snyder, 28 years of age, claimed off waivers by the Red Sox from Cleveland in 2003. And the last 2 seasons for the Pawtucket Red Sox. Fouled off to the right, and it's 2-2. A similar situation earlier this season, although it was the major league debut for Andy Dominique. He was floored by this response by the Fenway faithful, and he came up looking for his first hit. Well, Snyder feeling a little bit what it was like to make a debut with the Red Sox here tonight. Throw to the left side and into left field, a base hit. Miller being waved around, the throw to the plate, and out by a lot at the plate is Bill Miller. With the first hit in a Red Sox uniform for Earl Snyder. 6-2 Boston.
For the largest selection of gas and diesel motorhomes in New England, it's USRV. From Airstream, American Eagle, and Travel Supreme, it's USRV. From Monaco, Pace Arrow and Bounder, it's a Fleetwood product, and it's available at USRV.
Celebrate America with a USRV. Factory rebates up to $10,000.
Quantity, quality, and price. It's USRV. My name is Marty, and we make better deals.
Take a chance, make it happen. Pop the cork, finger snapping, spin the wheel, round and round we go. Life is good, life is sweet. Grab yourself a front row seat. Let's meet and have a ball. Let's live, yeah, let's live for the wonder of it all. Meet me at Foxwoods. Foxwoods.
Do you want me? Do you really want me? I bet you think you can't afford me. Find your own style at IMG, International Motor Group, 4657 Post Road, Warwick, Rhode Island.
Back at Fenway Park, 6-2 Red Sox. The best view of tonight's game is from the Hood Lightship. Hood is proud to support children's hospitals throughout New England through a partnership with the Boston Red Sox.
Well, the crowd was standing on their feet hoping that Snyder would get a base hit, and he certainly did respond with that base hit. Dale Swain will be happy to get on the road. Ball hit hard, and you see the Gross to left fielder charging the ball. He's got the ball very early, and out by quite a distance would be, who was that, Don? Coming
that was Bill Miller.
That was Bill Miller.
He was out by a lot.
Been a tough run for Dale.
Yes. You're right. I think he's looking forward to checking into the hotel tonight in Chicago. New pitcher for the Red Sox. We head to the ninth. Keith Folk.
Folk making his third appearance in 3 days. He had a 2-inning save. He had a win last night, pitching 1 inning and getting a strikeout. Overall, his 53rd appearance of the year.
Orlando Hudson is going to pinch hit for Frank Menachino, who had been 0 for 3 tonight. Hudson had started each of the first 2 games of the series, had tonight off until now. Folk in his 3rd appearance of this series. This is inside with ball 1 to Orlando Hudson. Jim Wakefield tonight throwing 103 pitches, 69 for strikes. In 8 innings, giving it 5 hits, 2 runs. He walked 1 and struck out 5. Fouled off the left side, and it's 2-1. Hudson with 2 hits and 8 tries against Folk. 3-1 now to Orlando Hudson. Eric Hinsky waits on deck. Red Sox have banged out 6 runs so far tonight. To left field, Ramirez heading back. This one's going to get over his head and off the wall. And he plays the carom quickly, and Hudson's got to get back to the bag at first. He dove back head first just to be sure.
Now down by 4 runs here in the top of the 9th. Don't want to take any chances of being thrown out at second base. The ball hit hard by Hudson, and Ramirez gets that ball back in very quickly to second base. Hudson had a big turn around first base, but made the wise choice by going back. He's thinking too until right about there.
Eric Hinsky, the hitter, out after the first one and sends it to center field. Damon moving over to make the catch for the first out of the 9th inning.
Well, stay tuned after the game for New England's Red Sox postgame shows. First is W.B. Mason's Extra Innings, then Granite City Extra Innings Extra. After the last inning, the action is just beginning. And Don, I want to compliment you on your interview last night with Orlando Cabrera.
The Thank you very much.
I saw it in my car. I have a TV in my car that just has Nesson. That's all it has.
Just Nesson.
It was outstanding.
That's good. Chris Gomez. Gomez tonight 1 for 3. And it's 1-2 now to Gomez. Well, the Red Sox and Blue Jays meet next week in Toronto. It'll be the final 3 games of this 19-game season series between the two clubs. Big foul and nice catch.
Nice play. Nice play. You know, it wasn't a rocket, and sometimes that takes the timing away, and she timed it perfectly. She knew it was a soft line drive toward the end of the bat. 2 hands, like it should be done.
Two and two now to Gomez. Inside a third, another try. Yeah, not so good this time.
Well, ground balls are always tougher. Just didn't quite get down enough, that's all. Got to bend the knees a little bit.
They should bring you in each year to work with some of the ball attendants.
Oh, we do. We have a little spring training right before I head to Florida, early March.
Strike 3 call. Gomez, frustrated as he walks away, takes with him the first strikeout tonight for Keith Folk.
Folk taking the outside corner with the fastball. Will pick up the second out in this inning, and a very frustrated Gomez heads back to the dugout.
Blue Jays down to their last out. 2 down in the ninth. Hudson at first base, and here's Gabe Gross. And a single his last time up. Cabrera out, but can't get it. It's up over his head. And Ramirez throwing behind Hudson at second base, able to get back to the bag. Gabe Gross with a flared single, and Toronto has 2 on with 2 outs.
You know, I mentioned Folk in here for the 3rd game in a row, and Red Sox do have tomorrow off. I think maybe if the Red Sox were playing tomorrow with this kind of lead going into the 9th, you may have seen someone else. But Folk with the off day guaranteed tomorrow, trying to finish this one off here in the 9th.
Kevin Cash, the catcher, 0 for 3. Wakefield would get his 9th win of the season. He came in at 8-7. Not a safe situation here tonight for Folk as the pitch misses to even the count at 1-1. Up, out goes Bill Miller, and that will fall for a base hit. Around comes Orlando Hudson with the 3rd Toronto run, and to third base goes Kevin Cash. So the tying run will be coming to the plate here now for the Blue Jays with 2 outs in the 9th inning.
And that breaks up an 0 for 16 for Kevin Cash. Another bloop for a base hit.
Runners at the corners, and the top of the Blue Jays order, Alex Rios. Tripled his last time up towards the triangle in right center. Singled. Hinsky lined out to center. Gomez struck out looking. And a single for Gross, a single for Kevin Cash. It drives in Hudson with the 3rd Toronto run. Runners at the corners. And Rios in the hole, nothing in 2. The 0-2 pitch to right center field and in for a hit. In from third base comes Gabe Gross with the 4th run. And Toronto not going quietly here in the top of the 9th inning. They have scored 2 runs to get back within 2. And they have runners at the corners with 2 outs.
And nobody warming up down in that Red Sox bullpen. Very alert play by Kapler to get that ball quickly into second base. So Rios has good speed, and the last thing you want to have happen is get that potential tying run in scoring position at second. Kapler with no hesitation gets that ball quickly in there.
So 2 runs in for the Blue Jays here in the 9th. And Frank Catalanato coming up. You see the bullpen is empty. Nobody warming right now for the Red Sox. 20-pitch inning so far for Keith Foulke since being summoned from the pen. Catalanato, the 7th member of the Blue Jays to bat in the inning. Tying runs on base for the Jays. One and 1 to Catalanato. First 10 games at .356, but in this series, a guy who normally does extremely well against the Red Sox, dealing with an 0 for his last 10. In the air to left center field, Johnny Damon back onto the warning track to make the catch, and the Red Sox win. Well, the Blue Jays made it very interesting in the 9th inning, but the Red Sox able to hold on and grab the victory. Boston winning 6-4.
Hyundai's winning streak summer clearance is now held over. Save big on the Hyundai Sonata, named highest-ranked entry midsize car in initial quality by J.D. Power and Associates. It's this dedication to initial quality that lets Hyundai offer America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. Plus, you get $2,000 cash back or 0% APR on every Sonata. So don't walk, run to Hyundai's winning streak summer clearance. Get a 2004 Hyundai Sonata with $2,000 cash back or 0% APR.
Here we go, Bobby! Here we go, Bobby! So let me get this straight. You invite us over here to watch the big game, and your cable company doesn't even carry it? Thanks, dude.
You want the truth about cable? Are you a fan or what? Boo-hoo-hoo! I can't watch the game. Don't cry about it. Switch to DirecTV.
Call right now and receive a 4-room DirecTV system with standard professional installation free. That's right. Plus, get over 130 all-digital quality channels for only $39.99 a month. And DirecTV offers you access to over 225 channels, including premium movie channels like HBO, Starz, Showtime, and Cinemax. Plus, DirecTV offers your favorite local channels, too. Call now and get a 4-room DirecTV satellite system with professional installation of $300 value free. Plus, order now and get a free DVD player from BCK.
I'm Pat Goss for BG Products. A clean engine is an efficient engine, and the best way to keep your engine and fuel system clean is with BG 44K. Fuel byproducts build up in your engine and fuel system over time, reducing power and economy. Just add a can of BG 44K every other oil change to keep your engine running at its peak. Ask for BG 44K by name at better dealerships and garages everywhere. I'm Pat Goss.
Back at Fenway, the Red Sox win at 6-4. Wakefield picks up his 9th win. The play of the game brought to you by Foxwoods Resort and Casino, and it's Tim Wakefield's 5 strikeouts in this ball game tonight. Knuckleball gets Rios. Another knuckleball to Delgado. A knuckleball. Big curveball to Hinsky that he argued on, and a knuckleball to Coronado.
In 2 hours and 28 minutes, the Red Sox win this one 6-4 to the better. Their record is 67-52 on the season. Wakefield the winner, 9-7. Batista suffers the loss. He is 9-9. Jerry Remy, Don Orsillo saying so long from Fenway. It's time now for WB Mason's Extra Innings with Eric Freed and Bob Tewksbury. Eric?
Don, thanks very much. In times like these, you look to the bottom line. The Sox go 7-3 on the homestand. Never mind the fact that you had to hold your breath in the 9th inning and another runner was thrown out to end the 8th. It's a 7-3 homestand. Why you got to go there? No, well, I mean, I just know. You know, you take the temperature around here. But let's start and stay with the positive here. And Tim Wakefield certainly will be the headliner here in this effort today.
He will, Eric, for sure. You know, he's a guy that came into this ballgame and he had to find his feel. He found his feel tonight and gave the Red Sox 8 solid innings and a much-needed win. They needed to go 7-3 on this homestand.
Absolutely, and Tim needed to have a positive result because he was really searching there for a little while, but he found it here today. So we'll go into detail on the outing for Tim Wakefield tonight and all the highlights. We'll take you around baseball and much more. WB Mason Extra Innings is about to hit the air after the Red Sox win at 6-4. Now it's on to Chicago.
On athlete's foot, think fast. Lamisil AT cures athlete's foot with just 1 week's use. If you use Tinactin or Lotrimin AF, you'll be treated for 4 long weeks. But 1 week with Lamisil AT keeps you athlete's foot free for 3 months. There's no better way to cure athlete's foot.
All American brewed beers are fresh. What really matters is taste. Let's see what happens when beer drinkers compare the taste of Bud Light and Miller Lite.
What kind of beer do you drink?
Bud Light.
Do you want to do a taste challenge?
I would love to do a taste challenge.
Tell me if you see a difference in the color.
The beer on the right has more color.
Tell me which one has more taste.
I'm saying the beer on the right has more taste.
You picked Miller Lite.
Oh, what can I say? It was good.
You didn't pick Bud Light.
My choice in the taste challenge is Miller Lite. Taste for yourself. Miller. Good call.
Got some hungry folks? Then pick up an 8-piece KFC Mega Meal featuring 8 pieces of chicken, 2 large mashed potatoes with gravy, large coleslaw, and 4 biscuits, plus a chocolate chip cake.
Getting hungry? Well, that's okay. You're in Chicken Capital, USA.
Hey, taxi! So where's the best place to get a Jack Daniels in this town?
No problem.
Nice bar.
Want more? Get more. Just get going to the Dodge Summer Sales Drive, where you'll have to hurry if you're going to grab the Hemi-powered Dodge Ram 1500 and get $1,000 bonus cash for a combined cash allowance of $4,500. But you've got to get it in gear because these offers end August 31st. Want more? Get going. See your Dodge dealer today because summer's almost gone, and so is the Summer Sales Drive.
Closed captioning for Boston Red Sox baseball has been brought to you by Aflac. Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Red Sox sweep the 3-game series from the Toronto Blue Jays, win 7 of the 10 on the homestand, and now they hit the road. 3 games in Chicago, 3 games in Toronto before coming back. Welcome back to WB Mason's Extra Innings, along with Bob Tewksbury. I am Eric Freed, and when this night begins and ends with Tim Wakefield, didn't go the distance, but it was the next best thing. He goes 8 strong innings here tonight, gets the victory, a much-needed win for Wakefield and the Red Sox. That'll be the first order of business here tonight on WB Mason's Extra Innings, talking about Wakefield's effort here tonight and the run support he got early on. But this is someone you talked to before this start, Tukes, and he was concerned. I mean, here's a veteran who probably has a pretty good grasp on how to pitch in the major leagues, and he was still trying to find things a little bit.
Well, he was. You know, every pitcher goes through struggles over the course of their career, and Wakefield's in the middle of one. A lot of long balls, a lot of doubt, and even as a veteran pitcher, the doubt creeps in. Wakefield is trying to find that, especially with the knuckleball. What's going to work? How am I going to get some quality innings in? Well, Dave Wallace was on the telecast last night. He talked about Wakefield trying to find that feel. He found it, but the key to this whole thing, Eric, was the first inning. As a struggling pitcher, you've got to be able to get back into the dugout without any damage, and it was close. 2 guys on, 1 out in the first inning, and he got Delgado out, and it was actually able to get out of that inning, and he fell behind the count. That was huge. The Red Sox score 4 in the bottom of the inning.
We'll continue the conversation after we tell you what's on the table here for us tonight, and it begins with Great Wake here this evening as Wake takes care of the Blue Jays again. Got that early run support, helped himself out, getting himself out of some jams in the early going. And how about the Red Sox debut for Earl Snyder, called up from Pawtucket yesterday, starts at third today, gets a single in his final at-bats. Kid who grew up in Connecticut gets a chance here to play at Fenway Park for the team he grew up rooting for. Tim Wakefield has been with this team for 10 years, and he wants to be the guy. He knows Pedro and Schilling are the aces of the staff, but he wants to be right there. Not maybe alongside, but he wants to be relied upon and counted upon. And we're hitting the time of the year where he has got to start to prove himself here, and he certainly went out and did that tonight.
Well, he did. You know, we talked about it in the open. The wind was blowing out at Fenway. You got a pitcher who's been struggling a little bit. That's not a good mix. Wakefield, more ground ball outs tonight than fly balls, which is a rarity. It's usually the other way around, and it's usually fairly close, and tonight it was, but more on the ground ball side. And after the 3rd inning, his last bit of trouble in the 3rd inning, he retired 13 in a row between the 3rd and the 7th. Only gave up 5 hits on the night, and really found a nice mix with other pitches, his fastball and his curveball. He did a great job.
He has mixed the fastball and the curve. He's tried to keep the hitters off balance, and we saw that when he's got control and command of the knuckleball, can throw it for strikes, when he has good control of it, he seems more confident to go to the other pitches because he's got everything working for him.
Well, when he has that type of knuckleball, Eric, that's when he's dominating, and he can put some goose eggs up and really have some easy innings and some big swings and misses. You haven't seen the swings and misses a lot on the knuckleball. They're putting it in play, and as a result, he's got to come up with some other pitches that he can start to get in different counts with so that he can throw the knuckleball, hoping that the hitters will expand their zone. And I think tonight he found the complement of using the curveball and the fastball with not quite having the perfect feel for the knuckleball, but well enough to pitch a very good ball game.
You know, Tim has given up quite a few of his home runs, about half of his home runs, of 22 on the season, in the first 3 innings of a game. And he had a couple of bumpy moments there, but settled down and got into a ride. Can't say the same for Miguel Batista. He had a real poor, wasn't very sharp in the first inning. The Red Sox made him pay.
Well, you know, here's a guy that has had pretty good numbers on the course of the season with the Blue Jays and been one of the guys that they were hoped to lead into a better season than 2003. The Red Sox got to him early. He did not have very good stuff early, and you're going to look at some things here. The Red Sox get on base. Hinsky made an error. The Blue Jays are 2nd in the league in fielding. That's a rarity. When you give a team extra outs and you pitch behind in the count, that was a 2-0 pitch that Miller hits down at the base of the monster. You're going to pay 2 RBIs there, and then Cabrera comes up, puts a ball in play.
Chopper with the infield back run score, so it's a 3-0 game, and then Bill Miller comes up. A good night for Miller, 3 for 4 at the plate, 2 runs batted in. This was the first RBI. Not much on it, but just enough to find the hole in right field.
Now, this is a guy that would kill me in a lineup because he's going to put the ball in play. He's a pesky hitter, a pesky out, and you just don't know how to pitch him, particularly with men on base. He found a way to get that ball out to the outfield for an RBI, and he's been on a roll.
And you mentioned the conditions here tonight with Tim Wakefield on the mound. Wind blowing out, fly ball pitcher in a park that's not friendly to fly ball pitchers, and he's been struggling with the home run, giving up 8 over the last 2 games. But you get him those early runs, he can do his thing. He's starts working ahead of batters, starts getting into the rhythm like we talked about once he had the 4 runs on the board in the first.
It is so important for a pitcher to have some runs early to work with, because when you have those, you don't worry about making mistakes. You pitch with a lot more confidence because you know your margin of error is greater. The ball's a little looser, the strike zone's a little bigger, and you have a lot more fun. So when you can get some runs early for your pitcher, it's just a huge relief.
It was a fun night for Tim Wakefield. He goes 8 very strong innings, picking up the win, and he is our Subaru star of the game. Wakefield, 8 innings of work, 2 runs earned, 5 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. We've seen a couple of performances this year where he's kept the walk total down around 1. He had one game where he didn't walk anybody. I believe it was against Baltimore a couple starts ago at Fenway Park, where he has great control. And Doug Mirabelli is chasing that ball just enough, but in the zone, not in the dirt. And he had good control of the knuckleball here tonight.
The pregame was funny. The profile on Mirabelli was talking about the first time that he caught Tim Wakefield in Toronto, and I had to laugh because it was painful to watch, but he has learned to do that very well, and they've become a pretty good pair.
All right, Keith Folk comes in for the 3rd night in a row. Terry Francona saying before the game that last night he was prepared to use Folk in the 10th inning, so it would have been back-to-back 2-inning appearances for Folk. Francona has indicated he's not afraid to go to Folk for 2 innings, but over the 3 games, Folk throws 59 pitches. Had to hold on a little bit here tonight.
You got to know your dimensions when you're a pitcher, because that's the distance that you have to work with mistakes that are made. Folk know the distance to the left center field wall. Damon makes the last out of the inning, but I don't understand why Keith Folk pitched today. He was in a close ball game last night. I can understand that. I can understand going to the 11th inning, or excuse me, the 10th inning last night. He's your closer. You're tied at home. But tonight, 4-run lead. Leskanic's going to be out there now for 3 days without having pitched with the off day tomorrow. And Romero Mendoza, who Dave Wallace talked about last night, being a guy that they have a lot of confidence in. Well, where's that confidence? If you need to get to Rivera, if Mendoza messes up, excuse me, if you need to get to Folk, if Romero were to come in and not pitch well, then you do that. I didn't quite understand it, and now I'll see when he pitches again.
It's the communication issue, too. Folk may have said, I feel good. I feel like nothing's happening.
Yeah, I know, but what's a guy going to, what's a guy going to, that's what he's going to say.
Yeah. I
understand. It worked out again, but I just 59 pitches over the course of the last 3 nights. The day off tomorrow is fine. What if they need him again the next day?
I think it all is based on the day off tomorrow, knowing that he can get the rest tomorrow, but we'll see what happens. We'll take a closer look at how it ended for the Red Sox. It ends in victory. Kevin Millar had a little topspin on that line drive. It ended up as a double, brought in a couple of runs. You'll see all the game highlights when we come back.
When your day loses a little something, we know exactly where you can find it again.
The amazing New England Patriots are Super Bowl champions once again.
Touchdown, David Gibbons!
Relive the thrills of the Patriots' exciting championship season with Sports Illustrated and the great new NFL Films DVD, the New England Patriots Super Bowl 38 champions. Plus, this special Sports Illustrated hardbound commemorative. This individually numbered classic offers an inside look at the Patriots' second great Super Bowl season. Both are free with your paid subscription to Sports Illustrated, giving you 56 issues for only $1.59 an issue. Save over 50% off the cover price.
Touchdown, Patriots!
This Wilson Super Bowl football, designed exclusively for Sports Illustrated, is also free when you use your credit card. You can't get this one-of-a-kind collectible anywhere else. Call now. You'll get all 3 great Patriots collectibles free. Don't miss your chance to celebrate the NFL champion New England Patriots with this fantastic Super Bowl package. Available exclusively from Sports Illustrated. Call now.
Introducing Subaru's all-new 2005 Legacy GT, sedan, and wagon. Powered by a 250 horsepower turbocharged engine with symmetrical all-wheel drive. Named Car of the Year in Japan. The all-new redesigned 2005 Subaru Legacy GT, sedan, and wagon.
Introducing Espresso. On the rocks. With a twist.
Game Game highlights are brought to you by Hotel Commonwealth, rated one of the 10 best business hotels worldwide by Forbes. Enjoy the charm and comfort of the hotel and dine at Great Bay, where you'll enjoy award-winning seafood. The Hotel Commonwealth is located in Kenmore Square and features a new retail gallery with more shops opening this summer. Game highlight, 10th and final game of the homestand for the Sox. And after all the bad weather we had during this homestand, a beautiful night at Fenway with the blimp overhead. First inning, Sox get the bases loaded and they cash in. It's Kevin Millar facing Miguel Batista. That one's off the base of the wall, bounces around a little bit. Johnny Damon, Manny Ramirez scored, and the Red Sox had a 2-0 lead. Still in the first inning, it's Bill Miller, who had a terrific homestand. The single to right field, that brings home Millar. David Ortiz had scored on a Cabrera ground out, and the Red Sox had a 4-0 lead. Sox weren't done in this one. 4-1 game. It's Miller down the right field line. Rios, the rookie in the corner. You don't want to throw a rookie into the right field corner at Fenway Park because that's what happens. Cabrera scores. It's a triple for Miller, and the Red Sox had a 5-1 lead. Doug Mirabelli gets sawed off. The barrel doesn't make it out of the infield, but the ball does. That brought in another run as Miller scored, and the Red Sox had a comfortable 6-1 lead. Comfortable for Tim Wakefield, and he could use a little comfort zone here today. Got him into his groove. Had a string of 13 batters retired in a row, getting Kevin Cash, then Eric Hinsky. Good effort from Wakefield. Now in the 8th inning, Earl Snyder 0 for on the night. His Red Sox debut, there's a base hit. And Dale Swain wants to give him an RBI. The problem is, some things go without saying. Although Snyder had a big smile on his face, finally got a hit playing for his favorite team. Now, a threat here in the 9th and a big one. Kevin Cash facing Keith Folk, the bloop single. Orlando Hudson scores, and Rios with a single to right center. Gabe Gross scores, 6-4 game. Frank Catalanato up. You got a guy up there who, if he gets a hold of one, it's a 3-run home run. Instead, it's to the base of the wall. A little bump on the wall for Johnny Damon after he ran head first in the wall a couple of times during the homestand. Red Sox win it by a final score of 6-4. Damon 1 for 2 with a couple of walks and a run scored. An 0 for night for Manny. 1 for 3 for Millar with those 2 RBIs. Bill Miller 3 for 4 with 2 runs batted in. Mirabelli catching for Wakefield as always was 1 for 4, and Earl Snyder was 1 for 4. And with more on Earl's night here at the Fens, here's Tukes.
Yeah, you think about Earl Snyder's the last 24 hours of his life. He's in AAA. He's got 30 bombs, not being called up. He gets the call. First big league start today, looking for that first big league hit. Batista, the book on him is breaking balls. First inning, he strikes out on a curveball. The next inning, he grounds out into a double play on a breaking ball. And then he's not hitting in a whole lot of hitters' counts. He has a little bit better at-bat in the 6th, drives the ball fairly well to center field. Again, he was behind in the count. He had 1 pitch to hit in that at-bat, but in the 8th inning, he gets a pitch to hit. He tracked the breaking ball really well there. And you know what? He would have got an RBI if Billy Miller was a little faster. And,
don't blame Bill Miller. Stop it.
Hey, it all worked out. You got to get that first big league knock, and he got it. Congratulations to Earl Snyder. And you talk about, you dream of that moment since you were a kid. He's from Connecticut. He's a Red Sox fan. He watched it. He's at Fenway Park. And you know what? He gets the chance to hit at Fenway, and he's probably thinking, oh, man, I'm really here. Good. I mean, it's just a moment that's just incredible.
That's got to be what Dale Swain was thinking. Give the kid an RBI.
Oh, you got to take one thing at a time. You get your hit first, then you get your RBI,
yeah.
Then you get your home run.
Keep building up the anticipation. That's what it is. That explains it. 6-4 win. Not much can taint this win here tonight as the Red Sox win it and they sweep the Blue Jays. And the Red Sox get the W.B. Mason delivery of the game from Bill Miller. Stood his ground at second base. Back at second base was Snyder starting at third. And this came up in the second inning, Tukes, as Tim Wakefield got out of a jam. 6-4-3. A little bit of a hesitation by Miller, and he's got the knees, and you always are concerned, but he has stood his ground each and every time he's made the pivot at second.
Well, that's the pivot that I was talking about with Doug Mankiewicz playing second on that similar play right there. I don't know if Mankiewicz has the footwork to do that. Billy's been around the infield, even with the transition of getting the ball, the exchange from Cabrera to throw to first. He had some difficulty, made the play. That was a double play in the second inning, I believe, that got Wakefield out of a little bit of jam, and I know we're going to talk more about a little bit of the Houdini act that Mr. Wakefield had during the game tonight.
It worked for tonight, and what happens is you're the escape artist a couple of times, and then things start rolling. We saw that here tonight as Tim Wakefield picked up his 9th win of the season, now 9-7, as the Red Sox win it by a final score of 6-4. We'll hear